has been a very long week. This week has been, I stayed up until 5 a.m. one morning playing Conan Exiles because I'm back on top of that shit. And I fall in love with the game again because now I know how to play. I'm playing with a purpose, trying to find steel.
Yeah,
that is my sole
and not
purpose
just
in
like
life now.
getting our shit like raided by motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And the Purge.
Fuck the Purge.
Fuck the Purge.
They need to literally like, and the movies too. I don't like them. The second one's chill. The first one, I didn't see the first one. Second one's chill. The Purge
movie.
movie.
I haven't. I thought you were meaning.
Yeah, no, I'm jumping around.
I've only seen the Rick and Morty episode.
Ooh, that's a really good episode. That is a very good episode. Watch the second Purge. The third one's bullshit to me. And then they had a fourth one, I think. And then they had a TV show. And I don't know if the TV show.
A TV show?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I don't know. They're hopping on that Purge dick, and the Purge was like, "Give me that money," and they're like, "We're gonna ride you," and then they did, and then they're like, "This is bullshit." So that's what happened with that.
Yeah, I thought like I saw the trailers for all of them, but particularly the first one. I thought, okay, this is kind of a cool idea, but it's like. It was, to me, it's that's more of a Twilight Zone episode rather than a film franchise to me.
Yeah.
And it's just like the fact that they just keep milking and milking.
Well, like
milking
the first one I hear is really good because it is very much a new take in like the horror genre. Mm-hmm. But then the second one was definitely not horror. It was more of an action thriller. And then the third one was kind of piggybacking off of the action thriller-esque thing, but it wasn't. Shit was aight.
Yeah.
Shit was aight.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we just came back from what movie?
Hobbs and Shaw.
Hobbs and motherfucking Shaw.
Which we've been talking about seeing for months.
Yeah.
Actually, I think since we started this podcast. Because I remember during the Arnold episode we were talking about it.
Yeah. This is, and like as we were getting up and walking away, you're like, this is like the new action movies. Like
it felt like a Schwarzenegger movie.
It did. And I think it very much, this is our new... The Fast and Furious franchise is definitely our new, just like... standard of action movies.
Oh, totally. That and like John Wick.
And John Wick. And I was gonna say, because I was watching the fight stuff happen, and I was like, why don't you double tap to make sure they don't get up? Like,
well, what's funny is it was directed by the guy who co-directed the first John Wick, and he produced all the other ones. Yeah.
I did not see that.
Yeah, David Leitch. He also did Deadpool 2, which explains all the fucking Deadpool 2 people.
Yeah. Oh, spoiler.
Yeah. Well, let's just dive into the spoilers.
Yeah, we'll dive right on in.
I didn't know Ryan Reynolds was in this movie.
No one knew.
I heard there was a joke by I think it was Rob Liefeld who created Deadpool, basically saying like, you know, we've been it's like I've been saying since we did Deadpool 2, and then David Leitch was doing Fast and Furious, we got to get like sneak Deadpool into this.
Yeah.
I didn't think they were actually going to do it. Obviously, it's not him in the costume, but it might as well be.
Close enough. Yeah. No, I was telling Matt at some point during the movie, I was like, well, I feel like Ryan Reynolds should just show up at this point and just like as he's like walking out the bathroom, putting on the Deadpool costume. Like that would have been amazing.
Like that teaser in front of Logan.
Yeah, like that would have been amazing. I would have loved it. That would have been. Oh god, I forgot about that teaser. God,
I love that they played the Superman music as he's trying to like put the thing on.
That was a fun movie. Dang, I forgot about that whole intro
for Deadpool.
And Wolverine. That was amazing.
Well, I liked because it was like. I thought the movie started, and then it's just like it's very clearly Deadpool, and he's listening to the Juice Newton song.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think David Leitch is becoming one of my favorite directors because he's one of the most like I don't know. He's such a self-aware filmmaker, and I love it. Like he's not trying to reinvent the wheel. He's not trying to necessarily like. He's not trying to make everything super fucking serious and amazing. He's just like, I'm going to have fun with this, and the audience is going to have even more fun.
Well, I heard that people or reviewers were kind of like, this is just another, like, mindless action movie. I'm like, that's
Hobbs
what the
and
fuck
Shaw?
we want. Yeah.
Well, no fucking shit.
Like, it's a part of the Fast and Furious franchise. Yeah, that's what we want. Like, that's literally what the fuck we're watching. So, yeah, I don't feel like we need to do a synopsis of it, but, like,
it's what you expect it to be.
Yeah, it's what you expect it to be. Idris Elba is amazing.
One action figure of him.
I do, yeah. I want an action figure of Idris Elba. I'm trying to find the actual characters' names right now because as I talk about this, I want to get it like implanted in my brain so that after the podcast, I can look up and see if they have an action figure of him yet. If not, y'all need to hop on top of that shit real quick.
I know for one of the previous ones, they made a line of like the cars and shit. Like they made Matchbox size, and then they had like full size, and I think they had like figures that went with them.
I think so. I think I kind of remember that. Brixton was dope as fuck.
He was awesome. He got the shit kicked out of him in this movie, but he just kept getting up like he was ready for more.
Because he's like a half robot.
Well, he's Black Superman.
So, welcome to the portion of the show where I pitch some shit. This is brand new. We're starting it. So, one of the things I've been saying for the Fast and the Furious franchise for the longest time, because they're going to keep going. They're stopping at 10 for Fast and the Furious, and then they're just going to do a bunch of spin-offs after that.
I'm fine. I want a sequel to this.
I do want a sequel to this, and they've already set up a sequel for this. Mm-hmm. That's amazing. However, there's another franchise that's very near and dear to my heart that has been in the dumps a lot lately, because it's shit right now, and it's been shit. I haven't seen the last one, but for those of you who might kind of get an idea of it, I'm talking about Transformers. And one of the things I think you should do, Hollywood... Thank you. There's actually a new series called Transformers Siege, and I think that's like Gen 1 Optimus Prime action figure that looks really dope. You can transform them. Yeah, it's really dope. Anyways, you need to take Transformers and throw them motherfuckers into Fast and the Furious to save the Transformers franchise, because you don't really need to do much with Fast and Furious, but that would just up the ante for Fast and Furious, because at this point we're all about what is it? We're all about our Corona, family, and tits. And sometimes cars. That's what this movie franchise is now. So, Michael Bay also loved tits and robots. But he doesn't do it as good. Yeah, he didn't do it as good. He didn't give a shit about family. So now what we need to do is just get those things to just smash together. And I think after watching this movie, there was some hints that the Autobots and Decepticons are kind of already in this universe. Because Brixton...
They're both owned by Paramount.
Oh, I didn't... Okay, yeah. Here we go. Here, Matt's coming at me with all the legalities and how this can become a thing. So, motherfuckers, step up and listen. Hobbs and Shaw, you have Brixton and his trusty motorcycle robot thingy. That could do dope-ass shit. That could almost, transform. And as you're watching it, I was like, oh, snap. That thing, halfway transforms so he can slide under these two, cars. All right, bet. I see that.
And he's, one with the machine. He is one with the machine. Zoids.
It is Zoids. It's badass. Let's... Keep with Transformers. It's a mini-con. Remember mini-cons?
Motherfucker!
It's a mini-con. Remember the mini-cons? Those action figures were pretty dope, too.
Especially the ones that, the skateboard, the bike. And
the bike.
What was the third one?
The third was skateboard, bike, and the scooter.
Scooter,
that's it. Because you could transform them and combine them together. Yeah. The space shuttles, the little spaceships and shuttles, they transform into a giant sword.
You grew up with Armada, didn't you?
I hate Armada. I don't care for Armada. Robots in Disguise. I love those. It's the series right before Armada. They did RID.
Yeah. It's between. That's the one that was between that.
Beast Wars. Yeah, Beast Wars, Robots in Disguise, and then Armada.
Yeah.
I don't hate Armada. I just don't remember it. I just remember getting all the figures.
I'm thinking about. I actually saw you can get the entire series on one DVD set for $20 on Amazon. I'm thinking about getting it just because I like to watch it again, because it was like Transformers, but it was kind of anime. Yes, because it was done by a Japanese studio.
Right, and that's why I want to go back and watch it.
That was how I always saw Megatron. Was he was a fucking tank, and he had the big fucking fucking Galactus horns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but then it was just when I found out in G1 he's a pistol. I'm like, so he does, and they talk about this in the Toys That Made Us on Netflix. He does this matter displacement thing, and suddenly he's a giant robot, but then he can turn into a small pistol. What the fuck?
Hey, throw that into Fast and Furious. Give Brixton the gun. It'd be dope as fuck. So
that's who he was working for, Megatron.
Yeah, that's why no one knows what this dude's face is. So the robot, the motorcycle, do all that. They had a truck that looked like freaking Optimus Prime. Mm-hmm. I would have loved to have seen whenever the helicopters flying around. And they're about to fly.
Wasn't there a Blackhawk in the fucking first Transformers
movie? What was his name? That was a scary, creepy fucking scene.
That was horrifying. That's the one thing I have to give. I like the first Transformers.
I love the first, second, and the third. Third one's long, but I really like the second. I love the second one. Mm-hmm. First one's hands down amazing. Mm-hmm. The third one is just a little bit long for me, but there are a lot of cool stuff.
It got a little too kind of epic.
Yeah, it got too epic. Yeah, sometimes you can get too epic.
Yeah. What I have to get, because when the first Transformers movie was coming out, it was kind of before everybody was like, it's cool to be a nerd in public again.
Yeah.
But it was I saw the trailers for it. At first I heard they were making a Transformers movie. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
But then I saw the trailers and I remember I turned to my friend Dylan at the time. I'm like, that looks cool as fuck. We need to go see it. He's like, let's go fucking see it. And we saw it opening day.
Nice.
But what I loved about specifically that scene is the fact that if you're gonna you had to establish a live action Transformers that Transformers that could exist in a feasible reality that weren't just toys.
Yeah.
And they were fucking scary in that one moment. It's obviously Bumblebee and all that shit's fun, but it's that showed you that oh yeah, if these fuckers come down here, they will murder us and not hesitate.
The scene where they're in the desert and Scorponok jumps out of the sand,
God,
that's horrifying. And I love the soundtrack for that. I can't remember the name of the track, but Steve Jablonsky does the music for it, and that soundtrack is one of the most amazing soundtracks.
When they come to Earth, that's I like my friend Grant actually, because apparently you couldn't find the soundtrack on. I think they were publishing it that much at the time, but it's like. Somehow a buddy of his got a copy of the soundtrack. He copied it, and he, of course, gave it to me because, he's an awesome man. But, just, oh my god. And you know that dude did the music for Gears of War, right?
Yes. I've never played Gears of War. I have every single one of them on my Xbox. I just have not played them yet.
Whatever.
So what we can do is, because I know it's very, co-op based,
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah, we could go
through
all the games.
That's how I played the first one, was all co-op. And then I did the other two, myself, but it's fuck. That would be let's make a journey out of it.
I was going to say, that would be a cool, video thing, too. I could figure out how to set that up.
We sit down, we start bullshitting, and Jeremiah immediately starts telling these movie studios what's up. Then he's already thinking video content for us. People, you don't know what you're getting.
So yeah,
Fast and Furious
Transformers. That'd be dope. Jeez, I don't even know where else to say.
Throw G.I. Joe in the mix. Fuck it.
Hell yeah. No, that makes sense too. Yeah, that makes sense too. You could save all these.
G.I. Joe, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. I didn't see that one. Yeah, I saw the first one. I love. Okay, the first one gets a lot of shit. The first G.I. Joe.
I haven't seen it.
It's not great, but the suits that they're wearing, and they're in Paris, where it's Channing Tatum and the Wayans brother, and they're running through and jumping over missiles and shit. That was a dope scene. This is one of the things I'm really excited for with the next, I guess, decade of filmmaking is keep shots epic, keep shit looking cool. I want to see cool shit. That's why I go to see movies, and this is why I've stopped watching a lot of movies, and I prefer more video games because I can create moments where it's cool shit.
Can I tack something on?
Yeah, go ahead.
Epic cool shit. But keep it in a human perspective, because when the camera just starts flying around like it's a video game, in a movie at least, it gets ridiculous and it looks fake.
It depends on how you do it.
Yeah.
I will say. And it depends on how the CGI is done, depending on what's going on. Have you seen, there's this dude that has a drone, and they're on this cliff thing, and the dude does a backflip off the cliff into the water. But the way the drone is flying, it's flying over him, and then the drone does a flip too. So as he's flipping, you just stay with his face the entire time. And it's so beautiful. So beautiful.
You saw Predators, right?
Yes.
There's a shot that they did in that, and it was in the trailers, and it was a shot I remember very vividly remembering from the movie, or when I saw it, and it was basically when they're sliding down the fucking cliffside and they get thrown into that pond or whatever.
Okay, I think I remember.
What's really cool is the way that the camera's shot, you would think it's fake because it's just the camera's overhead falling with them into the water.
Yeah.
They did that shit for real. It's stunt people coming off of a fucking platform just plummeting into the water.
Nice.
And it's just so it's one of those things where it's it's amazing what you can do in reality that does look kind of video game like, but it's my thing is the superhero movies kind of do it the worst, I feel like.
No, for sure.
And I do like this bit in the first Avengers movie when it's kind of the camera flies around and checks in on the various Avengers as they're fighting shit in the middle of New York. But
I think that was actually done even better in the second movie, the opening sequence.
Yes, but even then it gets a little video
whenever they all line up, that was that's where it's kind of
it's comic booky. Okay,
it's cool.
fair,
I love it. I thought that was amazing.
Well, my thing is, it's that's cool, but then in Endgame, when they do it, it's I don't give a fuck that looks like a video game. No, that doesn't look like a video game. That looks like a fucking comic book panel.
Which part? Because I don't even remember. Bro.
Spoilers. When Cap says Avengers Assemble, catches the fucking hammer, and they're all just lined up, and then it pans wide, and they all just charge forward it's Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. That reminds me of the giant Marvel poster, and that's why I love that. That's so A+.
It looks like they just live action visual affected a panel.
Yeah.
I can see the Russos just handing the fucking comic book, and they're just do that.
Do that. All right, we got you. Stand here, stand here, stand here. But yeah, that's what you should do with Transformers to save their fucking ass. Because I
heard Bumblebee's good.
I heard Bumblebee's good. I just can't stand Hayley Williams or whatever her face is. I just can't stand her. I can't stand her face.
I saw True Grit. I loved True Grit. Mm-hmm. I saw Edge of 17, and that's one of my favorite. Like,
the only thing I can say I've seen her in is Pitch Perfect, and I thought she was a terrible addition to that.
I don't know.
She's apparently. I have some friends that have worked with her. She's probably not. I've been told she's a nice girl. That's cool. I just don't like her face. Like. Okay. I missed one of the things.
We need to watch True Grit. You need to at least watch that because that's what broke her out into acting, and she got an Academy Award nomination. She's amazing.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that I miss is I'm trying to figure out how to word this. I miss the boyhood adventure of like some movies. Like, so with Sam Witwicky, you had Sam and then Bumblebee, that whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's your audience. Like, I don't know. It was kind of weird to me to, like, throw that girl in there and be like, here, watch her and Bumblebee. Because I'm a dude. I want to see a dude do shit. Like, women are capable. I get that. That's awesome. That's one of the things I was kind of pissed off with this movie. Whenever she was fighting Hobbs, I was like, it looks fake. I didn't have a problem with it. I thought it looked fake. Well, for me, coming off of freaking John Wick and watching Halle Berry beat the shit out of people, I was like, bitch, you ain't shit.
But it's not John Wick.
I know. And
it's not John Wick because, like you said, they don't double tap people.
I know, and that was frustrating me too because I'm like, you just knocked the dude around. Like, he's going to get up and pick up his gun again.
Did Schwarzenegger double tap people? No, because he got him the first time.
Right, but these guys weren't getting it. They're just like hand-to-hand combat, knock around, maybe get a concussion.
There wasn't much gunplay in this movie.
That's what I'm saying. And then they would just like knock you around, throw you down, and then be like, hopefully that hurt enough to where I can walk away and turn my back on him. I'm like, nah, bitch. Ta. All right, let's go to the next dude. Like, I'm very much like, I don't ever want to get into a fight because I'm very much like, let's end this so I can feel safe. That means die, bitch. Die, bitch, die.
Well, speaking of...
And that's very minor. I enjoyed the movie thoroughly. That's just me being a little asshole.
I liked it because there was... it's a line that The Rock says that, to me, like, was fine with it in the sense that it's like... And I've heard this before in multiple like action movies. It's like, you know, fighting's kind of a dance, and you get to know somebody through how they fight.
Yeah.
And I really like that The Rock has the line where he says like, "I could tell that you didn't." He's like, "I know you didn't do it." She's like, "How?" And then he goes like, "Cause
totally forgot about that line. That totally justifies that entire fight.
So it's visual storytelling.
It is visual. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, there we go. That makes sense. Thank you for clearing that up. If I paid attention to the writing of the writers, I would.
The writing was really good for what it is.
Matt hasn't seen the other Fast and Furious movies.
I saw the first one.
Other than the first one. 7. First one doesn't count. 7's great. Once you hit 5, it's just like a roller coaster of just fun.
Isn't Wonder Woman in those?
Yeah. Okay. That's the first time I'd seen Gal Gadot.
Uh-huh.
And boy, I fell in love with her then. Like, she's phenomenal. Like, you need to go back just to watch her in that.
Will do.
You need to go back and watch it.
The facial expressions, this man just...
I love her so much. And then her friend in the movie, the Asian guy, I can't remember his name. He's awesome. I love him. He's super great. I don't know if I've seen him much in anything else. But he's in, I think, 5, 6, and 3. 5, 6, and 3. But no, like, you need to go back and at least start with 5 and then go from there. Because they don't really bring back shit from 2 and 3. But
from what I understand, it's like, you got to watch at least like the first one so you understand like Toretto and Paul
I mean, they
Walker's
always they reiterate family throughout every single movie. So it's like, I think the proper order to watch them is 1, 2, 4, 5, 3, 6, 7, 8.
So it's kind of like a machete order, like Star Wars.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely want to like dive into them because I saw the first one. I'll be honest, I didn't really give a fuck because it's like, oh, it's a car movie. I'm like, I don't fucking care about cars.
Yeah.
Except for the Batmobile. Yeah.
Or it's the Batmobile.
Yeah. But
or it's Mad Max's car.
They're using the cars for something cool. But then I started seeing that with these other movies, they start using the cars for everything. I mean, fucking this, spoilers again. They have to use like 4 cars to keep a Blackhawk from pulling the way. That's kind of fucking over the top amazing.
We'll definitely go back and watch. I think it's.
I know they do a lot of heists.
Heists. I think they stop. Well, no, they don't stop. They're always doing heists. But
that's kind of their thing.
It is their thing, but it's very Save the World heist-esque.
So it is Save the World.
It's always Save the World.
Oh, I thought it was just like jobs.
No, God no. That's what I'm saying. Start with 5 because once you hit 5, it's like you have threats for the family and it's also world shit. That's why Hobbs was like, I've saved the world 3 times. That's why they're calling me.
Did he come in?
He comes in at like 5 or 6.
Okay,
yeah. Yeah, and then they bring Jonathan Statham back.
Jason Statham?
Jason Statham, Jesus.
Jonathan Statham.
They bring Jason Statham.
His brother, all the counters.
I'm his brother, Jonathan Statham. They bring him back, I think, in 7.
Okay.
If I remember correctly. The movies get good when he shows up the first. No, the movies get good when Luke Evans is there. And that's 5.
Okay.
I think it's 5. If it's not 5, then go watch 4, then 5. Just watch 4 or 5.
Just watch them.
Just watch them. Skip 2, watch the others.
Let me throw this at you.
Yeah.
I was under the impression that it was after one of them that The Rock was having a feud with one of the other stars.
No, that's he and what's his name? Dominic Toretto.
Is it? Oh, Vin Diesel.
They hate each other.
Really?
Yeah, they will not do scenes together. Especially if you watch the last movie, they are never on screen together. There might be a scene where...
So that wasn't just bullshit.
No, that's real.
They
that's
really
so real.
hate each other.
That's so real. Yeah.
Wow.
But Luke was telling me, however, that Vin Diesel is trying to do some new contracts for action stars for like whoever gets hit like a certain amount of times. Like for every hit, you get like a pay bump of like $500. And so
like stunt work.
Like stunt work.
Oh.
But like for the main actors. Mm-hmm. So like let's say in this last action scene, whenever they're fighting, the 3 of them are fighting, you have your 2 co-stars, but they're the leads. But let's say The Rock got hit 5 times more than Jason Statham. Mm-hmm. Then he would get paid, like, for every hit, he'd get, like, a $500 bump. It's excessive, but I get it. Because, like, working in the industry, like, people get paid to do literally everything. Like, even the minute little things.
You gotta remember, I'm also trying to make a movie right now.
Yeah, no. And so as a producer...
And the thought of, like, oh, great, I have to cook more money into my budget because the motherfucker gets punched. Thankfully, nobody gets punched. I don't think anybody... I can't remember.
I was going to say, don't think about it now because it's still in the process. They weren't able to finalize anything for this movie.
Right.
So I think in the next movie it'll be a thing. But I don't think it's going to be, like, universal yet. Especially if you're a film, it shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, but no, that's one of the things he's trying to do. So I think that's really cool in terms of, like, for the actors, but also they're getting paid ass fucks of money.
They're already getting paid ass fucks of money.
Ass fucks of money.
Like, well, did you see that, like, both The Rock and Jason Statham were producers on the movie?
No.
The Rock is also he's certified with the Producers Guild of America. There's the PGA.
I did see the PGA, yeah. I did see that. Because he has a show Ballers on...
I forgot about...
I kind of want to check it out, but because it's about football, I don't want to watch it, but it's apparently about, like, the business side of it. Yeah. So, like, I don't know. I don't have time to watch TV.
That sounds like the most boring fucking shit to me.
But it looks dope.
I fucking hate football.
If you ever watch the trailers, it looks dope.
I'm sure it's good.
It looks so dope.
Fuck football.
But I'm just like, I don't, yeah, that's me.
Because I grew up and that was like, that fuck religion. That was the fucking religion. It was like,
Georgia versus Florida.
I've been to a Georgia-Florida game.
Have you really?
Oh my god. I'm glad I went just to say I've done it, and I went with my uncle, my stepdad, one of my uncle's friends. It was kind of the cool, like I got to see not so much. It's not. I don't want to insult them by calling it the frat experience, but it's I got to have that tailgate experience with my family. That was cool. I like that, but I'm about to piss off a lot of fucking people. Y'all like college sports fans are fucking insane. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, okay, so at the time, and I'll be completely honest, despite the fact that my family is very obsessed with football, it took my girlfriend to teach me how the fuck football works. Because nobody could explain yard progression to me, which is, like, the most fundamental part of the goddamn game.
Yeah.
So, I'm sitting at the game, and this is when I was in high school. I don't really know what the fuck's going on. I'm just kind of cheering when I think I'm supposed to cheer.
Yeah.
And then this one guy, he was a UGA fan, turns around and gives me the most murderous fucking look I've ever seen in my life. I'm like, dude, it's fucking football.
But to him, it's fucking football, bitch. Like, you see, it's just the perspectives. It's just, I don't get football either. Like, I understand.
I'm not trying to take it away from people.
Oh, yeah, no.
I'm just trying to say that, like, you don't need to give somebody a murderous look. Just like you don't need to shit on people for playing roles in movies and comic books and shit.
Yeah.
It's just people need to calm the fuck down.
Mm-hmm. Calm down. Sit your ass down, bitch.
Pretty much.
Yeah. What else are we talking about today? I feel like I'm done with
we gotta cover.
Yeah, we gotta cover. I don't have much to say because those two episodes, those 3 episodes are not my favorite. They're not bad.
I like the Nazi sub episode. We're talking about Black Lagoon.
We're talking about
episodes 3, 4, 4, and 5.
Yeah.
That's 4, 5, and 6.
4, 5, and 6, because we're going 3 episodes at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually love the Nazi sub ones because to me that's like some straight up Indiana Jones shit.
Yeah.
And I just like the whole, and I like it because you get the development when they're in the sub. You get like Rock still like freaking out. Oh my god, this is so macabre. And Revy just kind of lays it out. It's just like you either need to get with this or fuck off.
Yeah.
And I love her scene, and she's just like, what's the difference between these two things? He's like, well, one's an old skull and the other one's a metal. And then she's just like, no, you're wrong. These are two just things, nothing more, nothing less. And she's just like, I don't know. It's a very, very, and we get a slight inkling of her backstory with that. but just a little bit. And I
bit.
just like that because it very much sets the tone for what's going to happen with the rest, and also just the treasure hunt, the little Uncharted bit with it.
One of the things I will say I do really enjoy about those 3 episodes is I do like the back and forth between the past and the present, and to see kind of how it like relates to each other, and just kind of get a backstory of what's going on. Because if I were to write that episode, it would have just been all of them, just like
no flashbacks.
No flashbacks, because you're just there you're there just to get the stuff.
Yeah,
and like it kind of explains the Nazi guys coming back a little bit, but I don't feel like it does much. But that's why I love anime, is because you can take a half episode or a full, 5, 6 to like flesh out something that seems minute if you on a smaller scale, on a larger scale, but character wise, it's wonderful.
What I liked about it is I like that. It in a way, even indirectly, it develops all the characters of the Lagoon ship, and I really love that. And particularly, like, I love the intro with, like, it starts to describe like what's going on. Then the episode starts. Like, it's the first flashback, then the episode starts, and then Benny kind of lays out like the whole fucking deal of what's going on. And I like that. What I really like particularly is the writing for the captain of the sub.
Yes, the captain sub. That writing was amazing.
And just the whole like, right before they were about to cast off, a man forced himself aboard who was with papers from the secret police. I love that shit. And then they also play with it later on that the painting is actually like, it was supposedly, the rumors that it was painted by Adolf Hitler because he was a painter.
Right.
So I'm just going all into the Indiana Jones part of this. It's like, ooh, and people are saying fucking killing shit, and I love it. And then what I love the most though is the end when you get to see Revy and Dutch just clean house with that fucking ship of white supremacists.
Oh my gosh.
Fuck those neo-Nazi fuckers.
That was amazing. I do love those.
I almost just want to splice in Captain America saying I knocked out Adolf Hitler over 400 times or whatever. But I really like, you see of Revy just completely cutting loose, which we've seen her cut loose before, but this, like, you just see it in her, like,
blank face.
Her eyes roll over like a fucking great white about to, like, kill something.
Yeah.
And I like at the end, like, how you get the confrontation between her and Dutch, and he's just basically like, we don't just kill people for the sake of it. We do business.
Yes.
Otherwise, you climb a fucking clock tower and start shooting college kids.
I do like that, and it does give you, like, even though they are pirates, it kind of gives them their moral compass. It separates them from the others.
And it shows their dynamic of how they all work together.
Yes, I do really enjoy that. So it is definitely a story-building moment. Those 3 episodes are wonderful, and definitely they're there for the characters. It's just not my favorites.
What don't you like?
It's not that I don't like it. It bores me. It's not that I don't like it. It's just I'm like, all right, cool.
See, this is why I like it so much, is because that was like, I was watching it, and then they hit me with that, like, we're gonna play with some historical stuff, and I just like that they it shows how like versatile Black Lagoon is, and it can like it can lean into that, then it can lean into some other fucked up shit that we'll talk about.
Yes,
later
and
on.
that's what I'm excited for.
Yeah. I think is that next.
I think it's going to be the last 2 of the next 3 episodes, because I think that's a 2-parter. I don't think it's a 3-parter.
Yeah, there's like a standalone, and then there's that.
Yeah, I think we're about to hit that.
We're about to hit
my
Roberta,
favorite episodes.
Which is...
Oh, wait, no. You're talking about Roberta? I'm talking about the other stuff. Are we about to hit Roberta? Stamp. Never mind then.
You're thinking of the kids.
I'm thinking about the kids.
If
we're about to hit Roberta, hell yeah. Oh my gosh.
Dude, me and my buddy Cliff, who you're going to meet at some point soon, and who will be a guest on here at some point. He's the one who got me into Black Lagoon, and when I saw Roberta's Blood Trail, but the first introduction, I'm like, dude, we need to get on El Rey Network, we need to get the rights, and we need to make a live action version of this shit, and I'm directing those 2.
Dude,
I'm directing those 2, and the Nazi sub ones.
Jeez. Like, I think that would be cool if people just started, like, taking specific anime episodes from different, like, well-known things and just doing, like, one-offs. Like, that would be fun. I would totally be okay with that.
I think Black Lagoon's one of the few anime that actually would...
I think it would work well.
Live action adaptation, because it's not tropey.
Yeah,
and it doesn't.
not. No.
And I say this with love because it was my favorite movie this year. But even Alita is one of those you really just have to just go with it. But like Black Lagoon, it's just like they're just fucking pirates in the 90s.
Yeah,
in Malaysia,
it works. It just
works. It's really straightforward. But speaking of kind of moral compasses and whatnot. We both started watching The Boys.
The Boys on Amazon Prime.
Fuck. So you've seen episodes 1 through 4.
1 through 4. I think I've seen parts of 5.
Okay.
If not
I've only
all
seen
5.
up to 4.
What happened at the end of 4? Because I know I fell asleep at the end of 5 or 4.
The last thing I remember, because I remember it all as one big story. I don't remember the episodes as much. Basically, they just went to the Jesus camp thing.
Okay, that I fell asleep whenever Starlight gave her speech.
Her fuck you speech and everything.
So, yeah, I remember waking up and they were like, why'd you say that stuff? And I was like, she must have said stuff they didn't like. So I need to go back and finish that. But I saw everything up until Huey blackmailing the stretchy dude, Mr. Fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just going to call them by their actual names. Yeah. I saw Huey blackmailing Mr. Fantastic. That's what it is.
I thought that was really cool. I like how all the twists and turns with this. I didn't know Seth Rogen produced this.
Yeah, no. So Seth Rogen,
he also did Preacher.
I can't watch Preacher because it's too slow.
It's not my thing either.
For some reason, this isn't slow though. So the first 5 minutes of The Boys grips
Holy
you.
fuck!
Like I don't even want to say spoilers because like I don't even talk about spoilers.
But I want to talk about a very specific part that happens.
That just like got me and it grabbed me and I was like, I need to know what happens. I need to know what happens after this. I need to how like characters.
How is this going to unfold?
Yeah, and like I would like to commend the writers like so much because in order to do that at the first 5 minutes of the episode
effectively where you care and not just like, oh, that shit just happened.
Yeah, because that's one of the things I got scared of. Was like as I kept watching this episode, I was like, all right, that just happened. This kid's acting weird. Like, would you be more distraught and all this stuff? I don't know. Everyone takes death and things like that differently. But, like, it's just like, wow. And, like, you get to see it kind of unfold as the episodes go on. So I'm really glad that they're still hitting on that. And, like, even in the later episodes, you know, him interacting with Starlight and then that thing happening with, like, the kind of flashback type stuff. And it's just, like, this thing that...
I like that they're really they're showcasing that he has anxiety. I don't know if that's going to pay off as, like, I'm waiting for him to have fucking superpowers or some shit.
Yeah.
But, like, they're really using his anxiety and his, like, PTSD with it. And I don't know. They really got into the heads of how it would be.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I'm going to just... Spoilers. I got to talk about this one part.
Go ahead.
I saw it. I had to turn it off. I couldn't watch it anymore that day.
Really?
Oh my god. Okay, so it's like, first of all, with the exception of Starlight, all the heroes are pieces of shit. Yeah. Like, absolute pieces of shit.
And I love how even the marketing in real life, they have all the characters, like, have you seen the Deep's marketing on Instagram?
No.
If you go through Instagram, the Deep is, like, marketing something. And then at the bottom it's like, Hulu original series. But it's like the Deep, like, hey.
But they're playing it as if it's real.
It's real. It's super awesome, yeah.
But the one that fucked me up, even more than, like, the stuff with fucking A-Train and all that, and the Deep's just a scumbag.
Yeah.
But fucking Homelander and I forget the Wonder Woman's name.
Yeah, what is her name? They keep
it's
saying
something with an M.
It's something Mirror or something.
It's Lady Mantra or some fucking shit like that.
Whatever.
Like, it's more how Homelander is, but particularly, okay, so the whole thing is the plane's gonna crash. And they basically, you know, it's a big PR because they're trying to push for superheroes to be put into the armed forces, which is just like, no, for this reason. But the whole thing is they get to, summing it up real quick, they get to the plane, it's being hijacked, they stop most of the terrorists, it's like, okay, cool, now we gotta go in the cockpit and, like, figure this shit out. Both the pilots get killed, the controls are destroyed, and I'm thinking, okay, well, Homelander's essentially evil Superman, so he can just fly underneath.
And that's literally what that girl said, was like, fly under the motherfucking thing. And like, oh, Jesus.
Then he says, yeah, but if I don't hit it just right, I'm going to go through the thing, and then the whole thing's just...
Which is also bullshit, I think, because, okay, before that, she was like, you could hit it into the place, but then she was also like, you can carry it on your back. And he was like, what am I going to stand on? You ignorant motherfucker. Like... we've seen Superman do that 1 trillion times.
I know, but I think they're trying to apply, like, real world physics with it.
But
I'm just saying, like, because the only, I don't know. Point is, I went with it in the sense that it's like, okay, they're going with, like...
I took it as he just didn't want to do it. Well, that's how I took it. I think he's fully capable. I think he's fully capable.
You think he just doesn't give a shit?
I think that's why they did that to show he can totally do it. He just doesn't give a shit.
When he was playing the whole, like, reassuring everybody, then that happens, and he's just like, you know, they're all starting to get suspicious that he can't stop him, so he's gonna leave. And then she, oh my god, just like, you know, he just basically he's threatening to roast all the people.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was scary. Like, that is like, okay, in Batman v Superman, when we see like evil Superman from the alternate universe, like, that was evil, but Homelander's just a monster.
Yeah.
But basically, like, the part that really got me was when I'm just gonna call her Walmart Wonder Woman.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Discount Wonder. Yeah. Great Value Wonder Woman.
There you go, Great Value Wonder Woman.
So basically, she is trying to save the mother and her daughter, and she's like, "Please, just take them," and he won't let her. And then they have to Homelander makes her leave them, and they get off, and you just see the plane going. You see one person jumping off.
Yeah.
I had to turn that fucking shit off, because that's like
9/11 flashbacks, boy.
Yeah.
Like
we at post 9/11 we understand that like the planes aren't just like fucking like toys they're flying in the air. It's like those are people.
It was wild. Like,
it fucked with me, dude, because my biggest fear is like dying on a plane.
Oh god.
Or one of my biggest fears, and I just flew recently, and it was just like too much. It was too much.
I'd always hope that I'd black out before anything happened. Yeah. This is impossible. I mean, it's not impossible, but I'd sit there and be like,
I just take my mask off.
Like, take me, sweet Lord.
It's like I want like one of those like cyanide capsules that you see like the supervillains.
Yeah.
Have. So it's like if something like that happens, okay.
I just carry this on me all the time.
Yeah.
That was crazy. That didn't mess with me as much because I feel like they're just building up how terrible he is, and I like how they're doing it. I'm really interested to see what they do with Lady Great Value Wonder Woman. Like, I'm really interested to see what they do with her.
I just want Superman to kick Homelander's ass.
I want Huey to become a superhero somehow.
Yeah, right.
Or
My Hero Academia bullshit.
Yeah, I've only seen the first episode, so I can't even tell you. I don't even know if I finished the first episode
of My Hero Academia.
Of My Hero, yeah. I need to go back and watch. I'm going to watch it, but I'm watching this, and then I'm going to go back to watch that. Right. I need to watch season 2 of One Punch Man. But
I heard it's not very good.
Really? I did hear that. I did hear that. I did hear that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go, and I'm very sure that at some point Starlight's gonna like join their group and everything, and like be awesome and be like,
she's gonna be their inside person.
Yeah, but I think she's gonna be the hero of the day. I don't think anybody's gonna get powers. I'm really interested to see what the hell's going on with Butch. Like, I think that's a really cool story. I love his character. I love Carl Urban. I love how it's taken 4 episodes to start fleshing him out, because he's definitely just been like the cool badass dude, and you're starting to get some of that human side of him.
Yeah.
And I really like how they wrote that. Like, the way they're writing him has been really, really well.
He's
really well.
I just like how this is something with Carl Urban that I just really like. He just inhabits whatever character he's playing, and you forget it's Carl Urban.
Yes, very much so.
Like, he's Bones,
and I keep forgetting that he's Bones.
He's Judge Dredd, and then that.
I forgot he was Dredd. Dude, he has a mask on the entire movie. I forgot about that.
And he opted for that. He's like, no, that's how the comic book is. I'm not taking my mask off, because Stallone did it when they did the Judge Dredd movie back in the 80s.
Did he not take his mask off?
No, Stallone took his mask off all the time. He barely had the mask on. He's like, no, the comic book has this. I'm wearing the fucking mask. I'm like,
and respect. And like, I remember listening to a podcast or talking to somebody, and they were talking about even the lip thing. Like, Carl Urban had that down. It was like,
I love that movie.
It's good. So yeah, The Boys. You should check it out. It's pretty great. Get ready for some fucked up shit. That's also another reason I love it, because I'm like, this has got everything. It's got and it gets comedy, like, especially in the first episode.
The banter's hilarious.
They go to comedy like pretty quickly after a bunch of stuff happens, and you're just like, what the fuck's happening? And then it just builds from there, where it's like you get your comedy, then you get your like insight on stuff, and then you get your like kind of like, we're gonna touch on some of these issues, and then it's like, here's some crazy fucked up shit, and it's like, how do you come back from that? I think the writers did a really great job at like creating a world that characters and superheroes live in.
And it's terrifying.
It is, yeah. It really, especially down to like the corporatizing superheroes. Like, that's crazy. Like, that is crazy.
Like, like the fucking redhead bitch.
Which one?
The fucking one that's supposed to be like Starlight's handler, and she's a
fucking cunt. Oh god, her face annoys the shit out of me.
Me too.
Like, they did, like, the actress is amazing. I think she's amazing. And I would actually rather be friends with her than Haley. Like, her face annoys me, but like the character's face annoys me.
Yeah.
Haley, on the other hand, I'm just like, I don't like your face at all.
Well, it's like they just, I don't know, she, like her facial expressions, and then like her performance just heightens how fucking evil that character is too.
And the casting for Homelander is pretty great.
He's great.
Like, he's
amazing.
Awesome. Like, they casted so well. he is creepy as fuck.
He's so
and then
creepy.
He's also like
but he plays the charming Superman bit like,
so
really well.
Yeah, like I want to see whatever he auditioned with. I want to see the script he auditioned with.
And just I think one of his best scenes in terms of acting, especially after you know the layers of how fucked up he is, when basically they were seeing the debris from the plane crash.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And he just goes for it.
Yes.
And he saves the corporate like publicity moment right there. But just how much he does it, and he doesn't overdo it.
No,
like it's totally believable.
Yes.
It's fucking disgusting. It's frightening.
It's so frightening. I'm gonna go home after this and watch the next episode.
I don't know if I can. I gotta have a drink first. That shit, like, dude, seriously, that plane thing fucked me up.
Damn. I think what fucked me up from the commercials was whenever
I never saw the trailers.
Oh, that's good because
you knew about the plane shit before it happened.
No, not you see a shot of him holding Lady Discount, great value lady person as the plane's going down. You don't know any of that. But
I'm so glad I didn't watch the trailer.
What's in the trailer though is the part where A-Train's girlfriend squashes that dude's head. And
so glad I didn't watch the trailer.
Yeah, that messed me up. And I was like, I kind of want to watch this show. Why did she squash his head? Was it for pleasure or was it? And then like when you see what happens, you're like, oh shit, man, that's fucked up. That's so sad.
A-Train finds the thing. Fuck, how's this going to happen?
Oh, did you not see what happened?
Well, I know that A-Train finds the thing. Oh, well.
Wait.
Oh, wait. I know what you're talking about. Spoilers. I'm going to say it.
I mean, we've been spoiling it. So, yeah. That was... Yeah. I'm so angry. I'm so sad because I was really...
I am too, but I'm not surprised in the least.
Oh, I'm not surprised at all. I was really hoping for a redemption for that character.
For A-Train?
No. God, no. For his
fuck
girlfriend.
A-Train.
Yeah, fuck A-Train. But, like, even, like, fuck A-Train, but... Again, the casting is so well done.
They're all amazing.
They're so they're lovable people.
Yeah,
and then you get to see the dark side of them. It's so great.
And I appreciate with like in terms of like the actor who plays A-Train. I don't know any of these people.
I've seen him in something, and I can't remember it. But
he does look familiar.
I've definitely seen him in something.
What was it? He wasn't the Blue Ranger in the Power Rangers movie recently.
No, that's another kid. That kid is in...
I'm not crazy, though. They look like they can be siblings at the very least.
Not at all. You just think all black people look the same.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Actually, okay, so I was buying... So I just recently bought this action figure.
Yeah, you're gonna leave... You're gonna make me look like a piece of shit.
Yeah, I am. No, we'll come back to that. I'm going back to that. That's what this whole story is about. So I just recently got the Donald Glover, Lando Calrissian action figure, the Star Wars Black Series. And when I was buying it, the lady at the counter was like, you look a lot like this dude. And I was like, thank you. I'm actually buying it for a friend he does look like Donald Glover, but I do not. And I think it may have been my hair. But I was like, that's wild. And then the lady behind her...
You parted your hair.
I have, yeah. I just started parting my hair like a week ago, I think. Mm-hmm. And I love it. It's so great. Thank you. I had a lady at church today tell me it looked really good. I was like, I know it. That's why I do it. Thank you. But, and then the lady behind her was like, she looked at the figure, she said, yeah, you do look like him. I was like, yeah, white people stupid. I do not look like this motherfucker. But Blue definitely does. I feel like Blue does.
Blue's got his mannerisms.
Blue has his mannerisms. He and I used to perform This Is America at karaoke. Like, we put a chair...
Really?
Yeah, I have video. I'll show you afterwards. We'd put a chair down. He would take his shirt off. That's the only time they'll let anybody take anything off at karaoke. He'll put the shirt over me, and then we'll do the entire intro, shot in the head. I fall down. Someone else moves the chair off.
That's one of the most amazing music.
It's such a good music.
When he just boom.
And then I'll fall on the ground. Somebody will move a chair off the stage, and then me and another dude get back up and do the background singing and dancing. It's so much. You need to come to karaoke one night, dude. You need to come to karaoke.
Is alcohol involved?
Yes, it's a bar. It's karaoke. Who does sober karaoke? People do. I just realized that. Yeah, it's people do, but it's crazy. It's actually a really good time.
It's called Rock Band.
In Rock Band, you can get pretty liquored up. That's fun. Do you have Rock Band?
Huh?
Do you have Rock Band?
Not anymore.
All right, my siblings have it. I think at my house. The last one's pretty good. It's a good game.
So basically, all white people think all black.
Yeah, all white people think and then all black people think most white people look the same, and no, everybody's racist. No, I'm just kidding. No, no, they don't look similar, but I don't know. It's just I think it's because you have not seen those two actors in anything consistently that you would think that.
And the reason I pointed him out is he was actually my favorite character in that movie. Because,
really, I don't even remember most of that Power Rangers movie.
I was curious. I had a friend at the time who was diehard into Power Rangers. He's like, watch this shit because he told me Bryan Cranston was in it.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
And I will say, like, in the first 5 minutes, Bryan Cranston gives, like, an Academy Award-winning performance. Yeah. Basically, like, the tail end of, like, him and Rita Repulsa's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
And he's, like, just trying to, like, preserve the world or something. I don't know. It's been a while. Point is, though, that character, Blue Ranger, I really liked his character because, you know, he was dealing with... I don't think his dad was in the picture. He had died or something like that. And, like, just the way he was talking with his mom and the relationship with his mom, I relate to a lot because that was kind of how my mom and I were with my dad.
Gotcha.
And then, like, you know, spoilers, he almost dies.
Yeah.
And they play this, like, really emotional cover of Stand By Me, which fucked me up. And then it's just, like, I don't know, his character is the one that had the impact on me the most. Because, like, let's put it this way, fucking Pink Ranger is fucking Jasmine in Aladdin. Which is
really?
Awesome. Yeah. But, and then Red Ranger is motherfucker in Stranger Things.
That kid's
I didn't realize
actor.
It was the same person.
He scares the shit out of me.
He's frightening.
And have you seen season 3 of Stranger Things? I haven't yet. So, but I just knew from season 2, I was like, this kid's wild AF.
But I like the scene at the end of that when he stands up to his dad. Or no, he doesn't stand up to his dad, but his dad breaks him down.
And his dad throws him into the freaking like wall. Yeah, I love it because
you see him.
Yes,
see all the
and
bullshit.
that's what I love about his character is because he's a piece of shit, but you see why, and it humanizes him, and I really love that. God, people are some good writers. I don't know, you people who are writing these stories are like pretty good.
Well, it goes to show that good writing is starting to be valued.
Yes, absolutely.
As it should be.
Absolutely.
Speaking of writing.
Yes.
I think you're going to know the segue because I've totally got the perfect title for this episode.
Okay.
I'll tell you what after I reveal our next topic is we got to talk about the movie that everybody's sucking dick of right now.
Oh.
Fucking Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Fuck that shit.
I forgot we're talking about that movie.
Because this is why I want to call our episode today is Once Upon a Time in Bullshit with Hobbs and Shaw.
Nice. I love that. I'm gonna let you go first because I'm gonna trash the movie, but I will also give you another perspective because I've been reading a lot of people's.
I want you to tell our audience what the alternate ending was.
Okay, cool. So for those of you who have seen Once Upon a Time in Mexico, and in Hollywood, I don't know why I'm thinking Mexico.
Because
my favorite line is "Don't cry in front of Mexicans." So, what? I was like,
there was
what?
like a 60-something-year-old white dude with his wife sitting like farther down the row from me when that happened, and he was just like,
no, I laughed out loud. I was like, what? That was funny. Why you say that? So you get the original ending, but there was a written ending, or the original written ending for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Okay, let me get this right. Cliff and Rick, they come back from Hollywood.
They come back from Italy.
They come back from Italy. Yes. Charles Manson had told the 3 kids to go kill Shannon Tate or some shit like that. Mm-hmm. They end up... did they kidnap her? Because you read it too.
They kidnap her.
They kidnap her and they take her back to the Manson ranch.
Because the whole thing is when Brad Pitt goes to the fucking ranch and the shit happens to the car,
he leaves the car. Yeah. So in the original,
but it's Leonardo DiCaprio, Rick Dalton's car.
Yes. Okay.
So they want to go back and get the car.
Right. So in the original script, Cliff leaves the car at the Manson's ranch. Then he and Cliff go off to Italy, come back, and when they come back off the plane, he's like, "We need to go get your car, Rick." And so they're like, "Let's go get your car." The Manson family had gone and kidnapped Sharon Tate and their people, and they had them back at the ranch. All right, final scene, open up. For some reason... Okay.
Bruce Lee's in the mix.
Yes, so Bruce Lee's in the mix. So they go back to Rick Dalton's house. Bruce Lee's over there for some reason, and Bruce Lee is like, "Let's fight, Cliff." And Cliff is like, "Fuck you." And then he's like, "No, fuck you." And so he's like, "We're about to go over here. Like, you want to showboat? Let's go fight in front of these crazy people." So then Rick, Bruce Lee, and Cliff all get in the car, go to the Manson ranch. Opening shot, Charles Manson's doing a...
fucked up racist
monologue.
Yeah.
And then they just fucking start killing everybody. Like Rick, Cliff and Bruce Lee.
Once they it's kind of like Django.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
like it kind of like
they do some talking to they talk. It's a Tarantino movie, like have a conversation, and then something tops everything off.
Yeah.
So then Cliff and Bruce Lee start beating the shit out of people and killing them. And then they
see Sharon Tate's been captured.
Yeah, because they see Sharon Tate's been captured. They save her. Cliff gets shot. He dies in Rick's arm. Bruce Lee's like, "Wah!" And then that's the end of the movie.
Well, but what it would have paid off a line that he says earlier in the movie when he's trying to basically keep Rick like amped and stuff. He's just like, "Hey, you're fucking Rick Dalton.
Yep.
And he says that as he dies, and I thought, because Tarantino movies, even despite all the violence and despite all the craziness, they have a lot of heart with them.
Yes, very much so.
That was something I really wanted, was a payoff with the two. I mean, yeah, like the ending we got, it's not that it's bad, it's just there's two fucking hours of build up, and that's it.
There's 2 hours of maybe I'm jerking you off and maybe I'm not. Are you gonna come or not? And it's like you come like really slightly. You're like, ugh. And it's not like, oh fuck. I do love I do love how
that's going in. I'm not.
No, that's totally
that's
fun.
Beautiful.
That's totally fun. I do love how Rick Dalton comes out in the theatrical release and he just burns the bitch in the pool.
Oh no, that was amazing.
That was an awesome callback.
And also just the whole thing with fucking Cliff. That's Brad Pitt's character.
Yeah, Cliff is Brad Pitt.
He smokes the acid dip cigarette.
Yeah.
And he goes and walks his dog, and then he comes back. They kick down the door. Here's the thing. I like the ending as
I like
the ending.
I do like the ending. I just wish there wasn't 2 hours of bullshit before you get to it.
There was a lot of build up, and the payoff wasn't that great. But it was still like a fantastic ending in the sense that I love that they're gonna go fucking murder the people in the house, because they don't even know that's Sharon Tate and all that shit. They just want to go murder people in the fucking house because that's what Charlie said. But then this drunk motherfucker making margaritas at midnight comes out and just starts bitching at him. It's like, wait, that's that Rick Dalton motherfucker. He was on that show Bounty Hunter. He taught us to kill.
Yeah.
We should go kill him.
I love that.
That's such a Rick and Morty moment to me. And then, like, I love the fact that, like, the motherfucker kicks down the door with a gun and everything. And Brad Pitt's just standing there. He's tripping balls. And he just starts laughing his ass off.
That was a wonderful
But he's
thing.
still in sync with what's going on.
Yes.
The finger gun was when I started.
Yes, the finger gun. And then when he sicked the dog, that was awesome.
Okay. Why
is
is this year so obsessed with dogs biting crotches? John Wick had more than I've ever fucking seen. And then this shit.
This shit was dogs biting crotches and, like, ripping a woman apart. Like... He ripped the other girl, the red-haired girl.
Fuck that.
Yeah, like...
Fuck the Manson family.
Yeah, that shit was wild. I definitely enjoyed the last 30 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
There are a lot of stuff, like, especially when Rick Dalton's on set. That's awesome. That needs to stay in the movie.
The slice of life stuff's good. We just didn't need as much of it.
We got so much of it. And so this is where I'll start defending the movie from what I've been reading. People really enjoy the slice of life stuff. Bitch, I live in life. I don't need to fucking stay here for 2 hours to watch another motherfucker live slice of life. I live slice of life.
And we don't need that much of it, like we said.
And I think even you could have cut a lot of that shit out and you still would have had the relationship between Rick and Cliff. And that's what everyone's like, the relationship is so great. And it is. It's wonderful.
It's one of the best parts of the movie.
Yes, it is the movie. But it's just too goddamn much. Like, what the fuck are we even doing? Sharon Tate, so...
Margot Robbie's amazing.
She's amazing.
I don't feel like she really needs to be in the movie.
So this is what the contrast. If you look at the movie how it is, and you step back from it, the contrast, like I guess what the overall movie is trying to show you is like, she was the purity. She was the not becoming actress. Right. She was fully into acting. That's why you watched her.
She's living the dream.
Yeah, she's living the dream. And so it was showing, hey, like we lost someone that was like truly like
it was a love letter.
It was a love letter. Yeah,
okay.
And it was a love letter to her. And so they're like they kept that, and that's what the movie is a love letter to her. But you get to see
her sister loved.
Oh really? See, and that's good. That's really good. I think that's.
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Yeah. I just remembered because I was reading a thing and basically like she had to approve the script for them to do Sharon Tate, which I thought was cool. You know, if you're going to use actual people, fuck Hitler. But you know, if you're going to use actual people, it's like make sure everybody's cool with it for the most part. But basically, she approved the script. She came to set. And she saw Margot Robbie doing the scene, and she just started bawling because she's like, "Oh my god, it's my sister."
That's so sad.
And I think it's beautiful.
And then they
used the real. She said, "Yeah," and she's like, "I haven't seen my sister in like 50 years, and now I get to see my sister."
And they used the real footage of like whenever she was in the theater, Margot Robbie.
I loved that.
Yeah,
they didn't recreate it. They
just showed the real footage.
Although they stuck Leonardo DiCaprio in The Great Escape, and it was amazing.
That was hilarious. That was funny. It was. I really enjoy.
I want to like this movie.
I can't say I really enjoyed it because like my girlfriend was sitting there and she was like she fell asleep at like a few times. There's just too much fluff, and I really enjoy Quentin Tarantino as a director and a writer. And like one of the things I love about Pulp Fiction and Django and Inglourious Bastards and Reservoir Dogs is the freaking dialogue. And I felt like we did have a lot of dialogue, but that's what I would have rather had more of in the slice of life stuff was more dialogue between them about random shit.
Yeah.
That's what I love about Quentin Tarantino. He's like, we're going to have dialogue about random shit, which shows you the relationship between these people, Jules and Vincent.
You know who they are, and you know how well they know each other within the first 5 minutes.
Right. And then Django and Schultz. Django and Schultz. And then even in Inglourious Bastards, this is not like the Fassbender and who shot him across the table? Who was he talking to?
The Nazi officer?
Yeah, like even that conversation. Those are like the conversations
that was one
of
the best scenes I've ever seen.
Yeah, because it's so tense.
Yeah.
But it's oh my gosh. It's amazing. I love that writing, and I felt like that really lacked. But we got all this. This is one of the things I hate about The Revenant is this fucking shot porn of
which is beautiful.
No, it's beautiful, and like
we don't need stuff where it's just eye candy the whole time. There needs to be substance. And I agree.
And like there's just I get the cinematographer, and I get like that's beautiful. Like, and
if it gets a cinematography nomination, totally
that's
deserved.
fine. It does. It does deserve a cinematography nomination. Mm-hmm. But I'm not here to look at fucking people walk on a fucking street from 19 fucking whatever the fuck year it was.
69.
I'm here to see some cool shit. God damn it. And this is the problem. I want to say this is a problem with me, but this is not a problem. This is who I am. I want to see cool shit. I live in life. I can go step outside. I'm one of the few people that I'm not on my phone all the time, so I can step outside and look at cool shit. Like, I can look at the sky, I can look at the trees, I can look at the lake. I don't have to sit in front of a fucking screen and watch someone live in fucking 1969 and drive a fucking car for 5 minutes. That's not necessarily what happened, but like sometimes it felt like it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, Jesus Christ.
I think, there's another movie that's a recent movie that does the whole period thing, but there's a plot and it keeps going. While you still get the glimpse of all the stuff, it keeps moving. Argo.
I don't remember much of Argo. I remember I enjoyed it.
Watch it again because like the whole thing is at the end of the day, it's all about the mission. It's all about getting these people the fuck out of Iran.
Okay, I do remember. Yeah.
You know, he has to go to Hollywood. They have to basically do a mock, like they have to get an actual script. They have to buy it from the motherfucker. They have to like make a poster and like storyboard and all that shit. And they have to like get a fucking table read in the press so people are like, oh, this movie's actually happening because they had to make the cover legit.
Right.
But at the same time, it cuts between that. Ben Affleck and Bryan Cranston planning all the shit and figuring out how dicey it's going to be, and then it cuts back to we constantly see the hostages and how they're dealing with things and how tensions are rising in Iran.
Yeah.
And I know that's more of a straightforward movie than Tarantino typically makes, but still just like one of those things where I feel like you can balance the whole giving us a nice like glimpse, like kind of a time machine moment, but you can balance it with keeping the pace up. One thing, I don't know if you know this. Sally Mink, who was Quentin Tarantino's editor from Reservoir Dogs all the way up till Inglourious Bastards, died tragically of a heat stroke.
Oh, wow.
Like, it was a freak accident sort of deal within, like, a year or two of that happening, or of Inglourious Bastards. So, Django was the first time he had a new editor. I have no problem with that movie. Is it long? Yes, but it's like an old school Western where, I mean, Good, Bad, and Ugly is like
God.
3.5 hours.
Long.
Yeah, so I'm okay with that. And the plot keeps fucking moving.
Yes.
But with this, and Hateful Eight is one of those where it's divisive with people. I really like it.
I love Hateful Eight. Hateful Eight to me is
it's a stage play.
It's a stage play. It's full Tarantino dialogue. It's amazing. Like that's the Tarantino that I love. It's just like there's all this stuff happening. But let's sit here for about 45 minutes just talking to two people, and it's just conversations that build the story.
It's suspense.
It's suspense. It builds the story, or it builds the characters to create something that may happen later. That may be. And I keep saying
it's like a murder mystery.
It is a murder mystery. It's very fun. It's fun. Even within the whole thing with Minnie and finding about her hating Mexicans. It plays off to
it's a detail that shows the holes in the story.
Yes, holes in the story. It's wonderful. The conversations are necessary. Freaking Samuel Jackson and the dude, he sucked my black dingus. That didn't have shit to do with anything.
But it got him to crack.
So, but like you see what I'm saying? Like it didn't like you didn't have to do as a writer. You don't have to do that much just to get this one point. But they did it in such a way where it wasn't just
that worked because it have you seen The Thing?
I've not seen The Thing.
It's very similar to The Thing. It actually, the cool little bit of trivia. Ennio Morricone was supposed to do an original score for the entire movie of The Hateful Eight, but he was too busy, and he's a much older guy.
Old, yeah.
But he's just like, look, I can write you a theme, I can like an opening theme, like whatever. But then here's the thing: I wrote this entire score for The Thing, and John Carpenter only used the opening track and for the entire movie. Use it. Have fun with it. So they repurposed the score from The Thing that was never used. It's not in the fucking movie. It's in there, and it's funny because that's what Morricone won an Academy Award for. But what I liked about it is there's so many parallels between The Thing in the sense that it's a bunch of guys trapped in this fucking Arctic base, and there's this shape-shifting fucking thing that wants to murder everybody. Yeah. And you can't tell who's real and who's the thing. That's a literal line that Kurt Russell says in the movie. And and Tarantino said The Hateful Eight is kind of his love letter to The Thing in the sense that it's they're all stuck in this cabin, shit ain't right, what the fuck's going on? The only one who's really prying to figure out what's going on is Samuel L. Jackson. Yeah. But it's once things start kind of unfolding or the threads start coming undone, everybody starts to turn on each other. Yeah. And I love that. And it's but again, that's something where it's you don't have to do that much drawn out dialogue, but it actually it pushes the story forward. With this, I just felt like it was a bunch of self-indulgence.
Yes, that's the
best way to put it. And there was no point to it.
There was no point to it. And people were like, there doesn't need to be a story because it was super slice of life. And I just get away from the slice of life in terms of...
Slice of life is not a story. It's not a substitute for a story either.
Yes, that's very true. I think when you, casting actors, yes, they need to know that be slice of life. Don't show me slice of life because I live life, bitch.
That's the draft you give to the actors so they know what happens 45 minutes before the scene starts and 45 minutes after the scene ends. So it's that to me, it felt like
we were missing scenes of them actually doing things that may have.
Well, we got there was all no story. Of it. There was nothing. We got all of it and not what we needed to see. Yeah. And I'll say this though, this is probably a bit that probably could have been cut out, but it's actually my favorite bit in the entire movie. Yeah. Is when you see DiCaprio and he's on set, he's playing the villain in that Western pilot. And he's doing really well, but then he fucks up a couple times. First of all, I loved it because set life, I relate to that. Yeah. But second of all, I loved it because you saw him cracking. He goes back to his fucking trailer and flips fucking shit and basically tells himself he needs to get his fucking shit together. Yeah. He needs to put a fucking bullet in his brain. Yeah. Which is, it's intense, but that's how people can get about that stuff. Yeah. And I get it. And it's just and then when you come back and you see him just fucking crush it. Yeah. And then the director loves it and we're not even gonna do a second take. That's it. Yeah. And then the girl comes up and says, that's some of the best acting I've ever seen in my life and all this stuff, and he's just back on top and he's like, yeah. That was really great, especially because I felt like he's the main character of the story, but we kept ping-ponging around so much, it's I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Even for his so for his personal story in the movie, that works. It's there. There's just no... The overall movie just has no fucking... What the fuck?
It just has no structure, and I just feel like it's just... I was waiting for it to start the entire time.
Yeah, no, that definitely. That's the best way to put it. You're waiting for the movie to start. And then whenever...
It starts to get started with the ending.
Yeah. It ends. Because something happened, and I literally leaned over to my girlfriend. I was like, oh, shit, the movie's starting now. Yeah. And, it shouldn't have to wait an hour and 30 minutes before that, or 2 hours. You have to wait
2 fucking hours. I mean, it's nearly a 3-hour movie.
Is it really? I didn't even... Yeah. I just remember showing up.
And I definitely remember because I specifically went to an early, 11:30 matinee show.
I went to see it at, 10 p.m. I got it at 1.
Oh my god, I would have passed the fuck out. But I was tired, but early morning fatigue kind of stuff. But I was tired, but I was just I'm going to go do this. I don't know when the other time is I would be able to do it. I need to go see this. Yeah. And, I laughed a lot during the movie. I enjoyed the shots. The performances are incredible.
Yeah, the performances are amazing.
But it's I don't know, and everybody's sucking this movie's dick.
Yeah, it's so hard.
And, okay, I respect the whole, it's a love letter to Sharon Tate, fine. It's okay, we get this beautiful, vivid glimpse of what 1960s LA was like. Fine, but it's not good.
It's not good.
It's not. I'm sorry, Quentin. It's not good. I got your fucking wallet, dude. We both got your motherfucking wallet.
Yeah.
He just, basically, my point when I was going on about the editor, so he's got the new editor. I just feel like, especially now...
I don't even think that's the editor's fault. I
feel it's not.
Everybody. Everybody was like...
Nobody's telling him no on things. Yeah. And he's just because he's Quentin Tarantino, and I love him to death, but especially after all the Inglourious Basterds and Django, hype and awards and shit, I feel like he kind of let it go to his head. He's okay, well, I'm just going to fucking do this, and nobody's going to tell me no, because I'm Quentin fucking Tarantino. And it's just somebody, it's stop. Get some help. Because honestly, one of the biggest things that they told us about in film school, what I've learned from personal experience, what I've learned also just from talking to one of my best friends who's an editor, it's your editor is your voice of reason throughout all this stuff, because you're essentially writing the movie 3 times. You write it in the script, you write it when you shoot it, and then you write it in the edit. And when you edit it, you're supposed to tighten it up. You put in what you need to, and you take out what you need to take out, and you only keep it in if it absolutely needs to happen. And it's just like, I just feel like nobody's telling him no.
Yeah.
And I want people to tell him
no.
I
also think that's where and this is why I don't watch most American television or like most Western shit I don't fuck with, is because I think that's just where we are in Hollywood and in film in general. It's just like, let's like let things look pretty. And I'm like, bitch, I can go outside and look pretty. Like, just show me cool shit. And maybe that's
take me away from
maybe that's the adolescent kid. Like, but that's it. I hate Hollywood now because I want to take me fantasize, man. Like, fantasize.
We
take
have the technology to do it.
Yeah, like take me away from the world. Like, we know what shit's happening. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, let's give back that imagination to the world. Like, that's what I think we should be doing.
It needs to be it needs to go back to escapism rather than, and I mean, I say that I'm making a slice of life story, but you know.
But that's like,
I don't know.
I just feel like that's where I will say, like, there's place for those stories. There are places for that. But I feel like we're oversaturated with that.
Yeah.
So, like, when I go to see something, like, I want to see something, like, I'm generally watching anime or I'm playing a video game because I'm taking out of the reality and I get to play around in this world that's fun, that's cool.
Yeah.
The Boys is a good way of mixing both of those together.
Exactly. Why can't we mix them, and why do we have to oversaturate that part of it? Why can't we mix it? Like, they're just in tune with exactly how to do it. They've walked it, like Seth Rogen company, whoever's actually writing the episodes.
Yeah.
They have walked to the tightrope, and I don't like Preacher, but it's just like they have figured out how to balance those things well, and it's more people need to do that instead of like leaning one way or the other. Like, okay, that actually brings me unless
go ahead. I'm just chilling.
I wanted to segue to something. I literally saw this yesterday. The Lion King.
Oh yeah.
Visually, it is the most stunning animated film I've ever seen, because every single shot looks like it's from a fucking BBC, like, National Geographic documentary. Caleb Deschanel was the DP for it, and it's like, why do you have a DP for an animated movie? And this is the coolest shit, and I love Jon Favreau for this, is they basically figured out they figured out the set, they figured out the scenes, but then basically he and Caleb Deschanel went in there with like some James Cameron fucking like Avatar VR rigs, and they shot the movie in VR essentially.
I've heard about that.
They essentially shot it as if it was on actual set, and I thought that was really cool because it's like bridging the gap.
Yeah.
What I didn't like about the movie, and then my biggest issue with the movie, is the animals. They leaned so far into the realism that the animals couldn't emote the way that they need to, and the actors' performances were held back as a result of that, and I didn't connect with the story as much. And one reason why The Lion King, I know you haven't seen it. Or
I've seen the original.
I've seen it in a while.
Yeah. Oh no, it's been a long time. Yeah.
The reason why the original Lion King is such a big deal to me personally is when my dad died. That was one of my biggest coping mechanisms. I saw that movie before he died, but after he died, everything just hit home a lot stronger. He has this beautiful relationship with his father. It's cut short. He feels loss, he feels pain, he feels like regret, he feels like it's his fault in a way, and then he goes off and has to he becomes his own person, but then he has to step up to the plate.
Right.
And I'm obviously not going through Hamlet, but it's like I just seeing that, and then like particularly the scene that there's 2 scenes in the fucking original movie that make me bawl every time I see them. I'm getting fucking choked up thinking about it. It's when, after Mufasa dies and Simba goes down to see him and he's like figuring out that he's dead, and it's just like the performance by the kid who's playing Simba, like, and this shows you how good voiceover acting can be. I don't give a fuck if it's someone in a fucking recording studio with a script and they're reading it.
Yeah. You
can give Academy Award power performance with a fucking voiceover. The kid's amazing. The animation's amazing. Like the way that they emote his face, you feel every ounce of his pain, and he's a little fucking talking lion.
Yeah,
that's Disney magic, not repackaging everything every fucking 5 years and sticking it out there. It's that, and that there's that scene, and then the other scene is, and this is gonna get a little personal for a second. It's when Rafiki comes back to him and basically says, I found your father. You can speak with him, and he goes through this whole thing, and he leads him to a fucking tide pool. And he just tells him, look, and it's his reflection. He's like, I don't see anything. He taps again, he kind of sees Mufasa in himself. But then, that leads to the whole, like, remember who you are.
Yeah.
And just that whole scene is just, like, I've always, like, kind of yearned for that. Like, I wish I could have, like, that one more conversation with my dad where it's just kind of like, get your shit together. Well, kind of get your shit together, but also just kind of reaffirming all the positivity and all, like, you remember who you are. That's who. That's my biggest.
I definitely get that. After my mom passed, I have to show you that or let you listen to it. I made this thing where it's like all of her speaking to me, like a couple months before she passed. She
right when you got the Live by Night job.
Yeah, I did Live by Night job, and she gave me she called me and like had me leave she left a recording of 3 minutes. And it was about, like, how amazing and all this stuff and whatever. And I made that. And generally, whenever I made something, she was the first person I'd let her listen to it. So that was the first time I made something.
Damn.
And it was for her, and I couldn't let her listen to it. So, yeah, I definitely get that, like, that reaffirmation. Yeah, and then not being able to have that is very, like, fuck.
Yeah, and it's just... But also just the power of what it is. And I feel like that scene illustrates like why that's important to me. There's an alternate ending to The Amazing Spider-Man 2 where Peter meets his father, and it's like thinking, he's been thinking he's dead, but the father was alive somehow. Yeah. And it wouldn't have worked in context of the story. I understand why they didn't do it, but like the performance in both of them is amazing, and they use this beautiful music from Return of the King in it. And it's just like, it's amazing. But anyway, I digress. The problem is, both those scenes happen in the movie is almost a shot-for-shot remake, which is, I respect, but in the sense that it's like, well, let's not reinvent the wheel with something that got it right so much the first time.
Right.
The problem is, because the animals can only emote only a little more than actual animals can, you just can't connect with it. Although, that being said, the scene where he sees his father again is fine.
Okay. And
actually, it's great, and I will say why. Donald Glover is the best part of the movie.
See,
he is completely giving it his all, and he's better than Matthew Broderick.
That's Matthew Broderick played Simba in the original? Well, I didn't know that.
And he's great, but like Donald Glover, just like you can tell he grew up with this movie.
Yeah,
he's totally in it. He totally gets Simba.
Dude, I wonder if someone's gonna take the audio from the new movie and then replace it with the animation. That'd be dope.
I'd love to see it.
That'd be dope.
I was actually telling Ashley that when we were leaving. I was like, I almost want to take Donald Glover and stick him in the old movie.
That'd be dope. That's really the only reason I want to see the movie is to hear Donald Glover and to hear Seth Rogen. Amazing. Everybody else I don't care about.
Well, Chiwetel Ejiofor is wonderful.
I forgot he's in it.
He's wonderful as Scar, but it's not the same. Like,
who does Rafiki?
I think they just got like some unknown African actor do it. He's great. He's great. The strongest ones are definitely obviously Donald Glover, Chiwetel Ejiofor. Rafiki's great. I was pleasantly surprised by Timon and Pumbaa.
Okay.
Seth Rogen and Billy Eichner.
I don't know the other dude. I just know.
I don't normally like him.
Yeah.
He was great.
Nice.
And can I spoil a little something?
Yeah.
In the original movie when they basically have to create a version for Nala and Simba to basically get up to Pride Rock, and they have to distract the hyenas, and they start doing like the fucking luau or whatever.
Yeah.
They don't do that in this, but they did something that personally made me very happy.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Timon starts doing a French accent.
Mm-hmm.
He does the intro to Be Our Guest for Beauty and the Beast.
Oh,
and then he goes, it's funny because he starts to sing it, like the music starts to come in and he goes, Be Our. And right before he says guest, the hyenas charge him and they have to run off. But that was fucking hilarious.
That's funny.
And there's a really funny line when they're doing the whole transition from young Simba to old Simba when he's like a kid at Hakuna Matata. And there's a line that I think it's Pumbaa says. And he's just like, basically they're trying to do something with the song. He's like, what, you've grown 4,000 pounds since we've seen it start this. It was really funny because it was like a fourth wall break, but it does make sense.
Yeah.
But but the weird part is there's a couple performances in the movie that I'm not going to say are bad. I just feel like they're held back. Mm-hmm. Beyonce is one of them.
Really?
I just feel like there are times where she's just like, lions go. And it's like a bad like anime dub.
Oh, dang.
And then like she's really good in some bits, and then there's some parts where I just feel like she's just like literally reading the text.
Yeah. And
then I don't want to say anything bad, but it's like I felt like James Earl Jones was kind of held back. And what's weird about James Earl Jones is because there's such a clear comparison between his performance in the original movie and then this.
Yeah.
And it just feels like he's had to dial it back a bit. And I'm not going to push that away as like that's age. I was
going to ask. Do you think it's because of age?
I know he's in his 80s, but He could do it. He could do it. I think it was just... I think what it honestly boils down to is that they were leaning so heavily into the animals, like, not being able to facially emote, but, like, they were doing, like, body language and stuff. I think they just leaned into that so much that it cost them... It kind of gutted them from having these emotional kicks in the movie. And that's the biggest problem I have, is the emotional core of that movie. It's just not the same.
Gotcha.
I appreciate it.
Because, I mean, I feel like everybody's on the same page. Because I've not seen too many people that are like... And people that I've talked to, they're like, shit's aight. Like, I feel like that shit's aight.
It's...
Like,
well, I think I mentioned this before, but it's like... Mowgli, the Netflix movie... Mm-hmm. Andy Serkis decided he made the creative choice to like have it where they kind of humanize the animals a little bit more in the sense that it's not it's not like Cats where it's Uncanny Valley fucking.
I haven't even seen the trailer for Cats.
We saw the trailer for that in front of Lion King. I told Ashley, like, get ready to see some weird shit. She's like, what? And all of a sudden. But we need to apologize to the Sonic people.
Oh really?
But basically. The animals were able to emote a lot more. They have more brows. They have their faces are just so much more expressional. Particularly Christian Bale's Bagheera. Okay. And what he also did was the actors actually were on a mocap stage with the kid on an actual suit, or in an actual mocap suit and whatever, and they acted out the scenes with the kid.
That's good.
And it shows it like the performances are so much better. Where the Jon Favreau one, it's not bad. It's much better than the animated one, I think, but it's still just like...
Do you think it would have given it more life?
Oh my god. That? Well, considering I literally saw two versions of the same story, and I immediately gravitated towards the version where the performances were stronger because of that.
Yeah.
No question. I think, here's the thing about it. It's like, I respect that they're going for realism. They tried to shoot it like it was a nature documentary with the same long lenses and everything. But the problem is, you're doing all that, but it's still absurd at the end of the day because they're talking animals and they're fucking singing.
Yeah.
And one of them can sing and understands the concept of a French accent. Like, you can go into the fantastical a little bit. People will embrace it. They're fine with it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're getting away from fantastical. Everybody wants to live in the real world. Like, calm the fuck down.
I understand that we're in this age where everybody wants to see like how real we can make fake shit, and I respect that because it's cool to see where we're going technologically wise. But when technology becomes the thing, it's I don't know.
Yeah, why have it?
Yeah, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I didn't know that we were going to see this. There was a trailer in front of Hobbs and Shaw. And it was for the new Christopher Nolan movie.
So Luke was like, that is not his movie. He's only producing it. And I was surprised.
I thought he was directing.
I hope he's directing. Let's look it up right now. Because I had seen that it was a secret trailer that was going to be in front of it. And I totally forgot about it until the trailer started. That movie looks phenomenal. I know it's like... I was really excited about it. Like,
that shit.
It was literally like... It was only like 45 seconds. It wasn't anything. But it looked dope. Like, I'm excited. The music sounded awesome. The look of it sounded awesome. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I'm really excited about it. Apparently you're not.
No.
Talk to me, fam. Talk to me.
I'm going to say something else that's very controversial, and we're probably going to lose some audience members for this. I'm sick of everybody sucking Christopher Nolan's dick.
Okay, you just hate black people, and you don't like that it's a black male lead. No, I'm just kidding.
Absolutely.
Just kidding.
Absolutely.
He is joking. No, yes, he is directing him. Yeah. So it's directed by Christopher Nolan, produced by Emma Thomas and Christopher Nolan. It's written by Christopher Nolan, starring John David Washington and Robert Pattinson. Oh, Robert Pattinson is in it. Aaron Taylor Johnson's in it. Michael Caine, Kenneth Branagh. Well, I'm just saying. I don't care that it's Christopher Nolan because I didn't see Dunkirk. I'm not going to watch Dunkirk.
Don't.
What did he do before Dunkirk?
I think
it wasn't Inception. It was something else before.
It's not The Dark Knight Rises, was it? Maybe it
Maybe.
was. No, it was Interstellar.
Okay.
I loved Interstellar.
Fuck Interstellar. Fuck Interstellar.
Why?
Because that whole bullshit about love fucking being the thing that solves everything. That's some bullshit lie. So, and I've talked to you about this.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
I love Interstellar for what it looks like.
I want to read that script.
I'm going to get you that script. I'll do that today. I'll do that right now on the podcast. But you know why the original script is better than the fucking movie?
Because they don't have that shit.
No, it's because, goddamn, his little brother wrote the script, and his little brother made it fantastical. And then fucking Christopher Nolan came through and was like, let's make this thing real.
Everything's going to be uptight and serious.
Fucking love. Because love conquers everything, even space and gravity and all that. And I'm like, motherfucker, just...
See, you're saying all the reasons why Christopher Nolan pisses me off. I like his movies, but I'm sick of everybody putting him on this fucking pedestal as being the greatest director of all time. He's not.
I don't think he is. I don't think he is. But I think just from what I saw, this movie trailer that we saw gives me the feeling of when I saw Inception. Like, in the trailers for Inception. That's what I got. That's why I'm excited about it.
Here's my problem with it. So the trailer for Inception, also the trailer for Interstellar,
and the trailer for Interstellar.
I want to touch on that. I know we talked about it with Lane last time, but I do want to touch on that a little bit. But like the thing for Inception, that first teaser.
I don't remember the first teaser. I just remember one of the trailers.
It's a shot of Leonardo DiCaprio. I think it's like from the beginning of the movie. He's in the fucking like thing with Ken Watanabe. And he's basically it's like a voiceover of him talking about like all the shit.
When all the water comes in? Is
the water comes in? And then I think the very last shot of the trailer is you see the fucking city folding. Mm-hmm. I love that because I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck that is, but I've never seen anything like that before. Right. With that trailer today, I don't remember it. I just remember it being a shot of that dude. Mm. There's a bullet hole in the wall, and then there's another bullet hole in the wall, and I don't remember the fucking rest.
But I think that's the suspense, because that's the teaser trailer. That's not like the trailer trailer.
I get it, but it's like that's... I'm not intrigued by that. I'm just like...
I am. I'm intrigued because
what's intriguing about it?
I want to know... I don't know. Like, maybe it's I am, like, excited to, like, why are these bullet holes here? Is it, like, something supernatural? Is it just standard shit? Like, I don't know. The emotion from Denzel Washington's son, the emotion he has on his
son?
Yeah, that's his son. Like, the emotion on his face.
Fuck. Yeah. That's cool. I did not know he acted.
Yeah. No, his first movie was Black Klansman. I've got through, like, half of
That's him?
Yeah, that's him. That's him.
Fuck.
I've only seen, like, half of Black Klansman.
I've never seen it.
I don't know if I'm going to go back and finish watching it. It looks fun. Some of it's funny. But it's like, eh. But no, the emotion on his face, the emotion is telling a story that you don't know what it is, and that's what makes me excited.
See, I didn't get that at all. I just got it as like he's invested. To me, it looked like it was trying to be Minority Report or some shit.
Boy, Minority Report is so good.
Minority Report's awesome. So but I was just good. Like, I need to go back. I don't know. I just. Here are my problems with Christopher Nolan as a filmmaker. Yeah. First of all, he doesn't know how to shoot a fucking fight scene. Okay. He doesn't. Watch Batman Begins. It's better in The Dark Knight and somewhat in The Dark Knight Rises, but, like, fuck Christopher Nolan. Zack Snyder knows how to shoot a fucking fight scene. Yeah. The other thing is, everything is so tight butthole serious at every single moment that I feel like a vein's going to pop in my head.
So I can't watch. I love Inception so much. Absolutely love it. I've never seen it a second time. I own it on Blu-ray and I want to watch it, but it's so draining to watch in a great way. Like, it's a phenomenal movie. I love it, but it's so draining. I've never been able to sit through it a second time.
I've seen it a few times.
Like, I want to watch it again.
Like, here's the thing. I love Inception. Memento's cool.
I haven't seen Memento yet.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
I haven't seen his very first film, but I love The Prestige. The Prestige is a fucking really masterpiece.
It's really good.
I love Interstellar, except for like the last, like, I guess just the fucking aspect of that. I like the idea.
Which part did you not like about Interstellar?
What you described, like the whole love being the whole thing. I didn't mind the idea of him being able to go through and like communicate with his daughter.
No, that's all fine.
What bothered me, and this is the other thing I don't like about him as the filmmaker, I feel like he thinks the audience is fucking retarded, and so he has to hit him over the head with exposition. Like, it's like Matthew McConaughey's literally like, if he had just been like, okay, he's in a black hole. Nobody knows what the fuck's inside the black hole. Okay, somehow I can see my fucking daughter. Oh my god, maybe I can help her figure this out. Oh, how can I signal her? She can't hear me. Yeah. I'm knocking on things. She can't do that. Oh, but I can somehow tap the fucking minute hand on the watch and she can see that. Like, I would have, like, that's one of the moments, like, I wish he would just understand that people will just go with shit. You don't have to explain every little thing to them.
And the draft that his little brother wrote is actually far better, because when they get into the black hole, there's already a Chinese space station, because the Chinese have made it there before everybody else.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and then you get into the middle of the black hole, and there's other black holes. You go to the space station, and then they have to decide which black hole they have to go through. So it's kind of like a teleportation black hole, and so they go.
It's a wormhole.
It's a wormhole, yeah, and so and it's a wormhole that leads to other wormholes.
Yeah.
So, and it's really cool, and it like, just when you read it, you picture it, and it's so much better than what we got. Like,
I thought what we got for the most part was phenomenal.
It does look great, but like, I don't know. I'm very much Star Trek, old school Star Trek style. Like I love old school Star Trek.
What could you possibly mean by that?
Like, I'm trying to understand why you have to see the wormhole before we go through it.
It simply says we the people of the United States of America. And you see my Gorn in the fucking case, right?
Yes. Yeah. And I was literally just telling Matt, I was at Walgreens and they have a...
Does it actually look like Shatner?
Yeah, it's a Shatner action figure. They have a Shatner, Picard,
you have a picture of it?
The New Girl. I'm going to look it up online.
Wait, they have Picard?
Yeah, there's Picard there.
At the Walgreens?
Yeah. Are we both going to go after the episode?
God damn it. You said you're old school Star Trek. I have to segue to Star Trek for just a moment because two things. One, here is Dr. Crusher.
Very nice.
My favorite thing is when she fucking like takes over control of the Enterprise in the later seasons for an episode or two.
I've only seen bits and pieces of Next Generation, but
I like it so much better than the original. And the original's fine, but it's just like Next Gen. I feel like they really figured their shit out. God damn it! I don't want to spend $20 on fucking going. But also because you're such a huge fan of the J.J. Abrams ones.
Holy crap!
I don't know how I haven't shown this to you.
Where did you get this from?
I got it was Star Trek Into Darkness. On Blu-ray, they had an Amazon exclusive gift set that came with a phaser.
What the hell?
And I think those phasers are fucking dope.
They're dope AF.
Like, I had a Playmates toy one from when the first movie came out where you hit a button and it swiveled around. This, you have to manually do it, but you can do it.
That's awesome.
Isn't that fucking cool?
So, also, if we're going to do Gears of War, there is a 2-player Star Trek game where it's Kirk and Spock from the movies, and I have that on Xbox.
I've heard it's not very good.
It's not great.
But we're gonna do
it's
it anyway.
fun. I'll say it's fun. Oh my god!
But yeah, I totally get what you mean by like is what I liked about the very end is I like that he got to see his daughter again.
I do.
She was dying.
That. Yes, but I think that was a really sweet. That was a really sweet moment.
This is the thing I like about Interstellar the most, and it's something I feel like a lot of other Christopher Nolan movies lack because they're so tight butthole serious all the time. Is the heart to it. Instead of sitting here and monologuing, telling me what I'm supposed to understand about this movie, show it to me.
Yeah.
You know, show me. And like my favorite scene in the entire movie is when Matthew McConaughey's leaving for the mission.
Yes.
The acting is amazing. He lets the fucking people be people and emote.
Yeah.
And not, I don't know.
And that's even the trailer too, I think. Yeah. It's like where he's crying and you see the rearview mirror. It's such beautiful a good shot. Like, such a beautiful shot.
I love his DP on that. I'm not crazy about his previous DP he shot with Batman movies. I love The Dark Knight. Batman Begins is okay.
I actually love Batman Begins as like the quintessential Batman movie.
We still haven't seen it yet, in my opinion.
Batman Begins and The Dark Knight, those two for me are like hands down the best Batman movies ever.
I totally forgot to mention this when we were talking about Robert Richardson. I saw a thing where basically he was being interviewed for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Okay.
And someone asked him, he was going to be the DP of the Batman.
Really?
Which just kills me because the fact that Robert Richardson, who's Martin Scorsese and Tarantino's DP, was going to shoot a Batman movie.
Yeah.
But he said like Ben was totally going to lean heavily into it was going to be a really dark movie. It was going to be entirely at Arkham Asylum.
Nice.
And he was going to explore how fucked up Batman is.
That would have been amazing. Like, geez,
why?
That would have been amazing.
That being said, I'm totally stoked to see what Robert Pattinson
I'm excited.
and Matt Reeves do.
I am excited for that. Like,
it's gonna be cool.
I'm excited.
Cool. But yeah, my biggest problem with like Christopher Nolan, like I said, is that he has to hit you over the head with exposition, and he can't. Like the humor is so forced in his.
I was like, is there humor? I didn't know there's humor in his movies.
Every now and then, I don't know. I just want him to kind of dial it back and be like, let these people be people. They don't all have to be chess pieces in this intricate game of seriousness.
Yeah.
But I don't know. And my thing is, and okay, this is the last thing, and I will stop monologuing about fucking Christopher Nolan. But I can't stand hype.
Okay.
I can't stand hype in general, but like particularly with the Christopher Nolan movies, where it's just like, I'm going to show you one shot, but you're going to be hyped for it because I'm Christopher Nolan. You're going to suck that dick. I'm turning into you. But it's like, but for fucking real though, it's just like, I just feel like it's just like I will put anything out there as long as it's shot well, has like Hans Zimmer sounding music in it, and you see my fucking name on it. You're gonna suck that dick.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, no, you fucker, no.
I think that teaser. I think that's a good teaser because I feel like
not compared to Interstellar.
No. Okay, compared to Interstellar, but like. That's a great teaser for Interstellar. I think we don't know what's going on with this. With Interstellar, you kind of got an idea. There's space.
It's a concept.
Yeah, it's a concept. There you go.
That's what I like. Is his trailers or his teasers are conceptual. That was not.
This is not, because I think whatever the story actually is going to be very much different than what you see. And I think it gives you just enough to tease you. It's a teaser, and this is what I hate about current fucking like marketing is where it's like it's the teaser for the new movie, and before the teaser it's like this is the teaser, and it shows you a couple shots.
Oh, fuck that shit!
And then it shows the actual teaser. Yeah, the blip before the actual.
Blip? Fuck
yeah,
that
fuck that. That's stupid. But this, and maybe it's just we're in theaters, and this is the first time I've seen anything about it. Like it's like you're like, oh my gosh, what is this? And it's the question like, what is this? And I just want to know. So maybe whenever the trailer comes out, I'll be like, oh, this is like some dumb shit. But like right now, I'm like, oh my gosh, this looks fun because there's action, or at least the shots that we've seen, there's action. Like the lead emotes like whatever's going on. Like he's trying to figure out what's going on along with me. I'm watching this for the first time. He's actually in it. Like I'm along with him. I think that's what it is. I'm along with. Okay, I'm gonna break down the trailer a little bit.
Please, because maybe it'll make me like it.
Music's awesome. Starts off. It fades from
black. Is it
black.
Hans Zimmer?
I don't know. Hans Zimmer's not doing the music for this because he's doing the music for
Dune. That's right.
Yeah. So it fades in, and you see a figure behind this glass, and you see this bullet hole in the glass. And then the music's playing, and it starts like the figure comes up to the glass. You still can't see who he is or whatever, and you're like, all right, there's a fucking bullet. What the fuck's going on? Then you see it kind of clear up, and you can actually see his face, and he's like, what the fuck's going on? But whatever it is, he's scared. And like that, you're like, whoa, whatever this is like, oh shit. Then he starts to walk with it, and the camera's panning with him, and the face of just concern and like what the fuck is still on his face. Then we get the several shots of some action shots, some moving shots. You get the idea that he's a police officer, but then he's in having these scuffles with people that may be equal to him within the police force or above him, like some maybe Men in Black type shit. Like you're like for me, it's very much like what's going on. Like
you like the blank canvas aspect of it.
I do. I very much like the blank canvas because I it's gotten to the point where I go to movies without watching trailers sometimes, and that's so much more fun. Yeah, and so like for me, this was giving me a trailer without telling me jack shit. And I loved it.
I will go with. I apply this heavily to Star Wars movies, particularly the numbered ones. I will watch the teaser just so I can get a glimpse of like what some of these shots look like, and specifically with the Rise of Skywalker. Have you seen the trailer?
I have. Oh my
when Rey flips over the fucking fighter, I'm in, JJ. You got my money. But I want to ask you this.
Yes.
Would you mind pulling up the Christopher Nolan teaser?
Yeah.
I want to watch it one more time.
Okay.
And tell you what I think.
Is it online? That's the first question. It should be online. Here you go. It's in the theater. I don't know why they have two.
Unless there's two variations in the trailer.
Yeah. This is played backwards. I don't know why. That's stupid. And then they just replays it.
You know what I hate the most about it? The spinning fucking title.
So that's
so gimmicky.
The title is gimmicky as fuck. But I also think that may have something to do with the actual film.
Okay,
like, you know how,
fair enough.
Like Inception, how it had like your puzzle pieces within the name of the title. Interstellar, you had the starship going through Interstellar. And then with Tenet, you have the T flipped upside down.
That was cool.
Bitch, you don't know what the fuck this is, though.
This could be cool. I don't care what it is. That's the problem. I don't care what it is. I'm not engaged in that.
Then it's not for you, fam. Then it's not for you.
My point is with the whole thing is it's made specific, and I know all trailers are like this to a certain extent, but it's just like, I just feel like, I just see that as just like hype.
But that's hype. Yeah, I think that's what it's like. Hype. It's hype. But that's what Inception did. It's hype. It's literally like.
But I saw shit.
Yeah, we gotta pull up the original Inception trailer, like the teaser. Like I would like to see that again because even that it didn't give you much. You get the thing blowing over. So this we know there's an army of people that are weird and some shit. Like he's wearing a gas mask. I don't need to know that. I'll find that when I get to the movie, or when the next trailer drops.
Well, okay, let me give you.
This is a teaser, and I think this goes back to teaser trailer.
Okay, let me give you my perspective on one thing. You got to keep in mind, I've been working on a screenplay all week.
Yes.
I don't want to solve the fucking things. Show me some shit, motherfucker.
I get that. I understand that. But this is general audience. This is for people that are not within the entire industry.
I just don't like being talked to by some motherfucker who's like, I'm an artist because I'm British and I've got my hair slicked back and I do it in a fucking suit.
This is not one of the movies. I will say this trailer does not convey that to me. This is not art. Like, to me, this is not art. Like, I think this is just a really well cut trailer. I think that's one of the things he has always excelled at. Is his movies always have really good trailers. Dunkirk has a really good trailer. Like, I'm not gonna watch the movie, but I thought the trailer was really cool.
That movie had no soul to it whatsoever.
That's why I didn't watch the movie.
And you know what's funny? Have you seen the trailer for 1917?
No, I've not.
It's what Dunkirk looked like it was going to.
I think I saw you posted that on Facebook, right?
Yep, because I saw it and I'm just like, it's Sam Mendes who did Skyfall,
Nice.
American Beauty, he did Spectre, Jarhead. Mm-hmm. He's in a lot of good fucking shit. Road to Perdition, one of my all-time favorite movies.
Okay.
It's him doing World War One.
Ooh, very nice.
And I love that everybody's got a hard on for World War One because World War Two's been done to fucking death.
Yeah.
But it's like, I saw that and I'm just like, and that got a little gimmicky because it's like you see the trailer through the fucking text coming up saying 1917, like you see it through the fucking numbers.
Yeah.
But it's like, that looked cool, and I was just seeing it's what I thought Dunkirk was going to be, and Dunkirk was just like, I my friend Caleb said it best. I appreciate the authenticity, but I didn't care about any of the characters in this movie.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I just feel like Christopher Nolan's so obsessed with everything being so fucking serious all the time. That's just like, can we have time to engage with these characters? Like, that's another reason I'm not a big fan of Christian Bale's Batman. I didn't give a fuck about him.
Oh, are you not? You don't care for his Batman? Have we ever talked about this?
No.
We've never talked about this?
Hey, here's the thing.
Bro,
it's not that he's bad. He just does not tick a lot of boxes for me that motherfucker over here did, or the comic books did.
So what boxes were those?
What didn't he tick?
Yeah.
Well, I think the voice is fucking retarded. Because
fuck the voice. No, get out of the voice. No,
get out of the voice.
Fucking
point.
Because that's
I'm making my fucking point.
That's true. Oh my god, like
they were smart enough to be like, okay, this motherfucker can afford military grade weapons and equipment and gear, but he can't afford a fucking voice modulator. Everything's gotta be realistic, but I'm not giving him a fucking voice modulator. He's just gonna talk like this all day. Fuck that shit.
Okay.
Fuck that shit. That's my problem with the voice.
Okay.
It's not because it's just stupid. It's because the logic behind it is fucking stupid.
Yes, I get that. I agree with that.
The suits. Okay to me. It feels more like, I don't know, it feels like the Batman part, it's so apologetic about being Batman to me. It's like, it's a tactical suit, it's like, oh yeah, it's kind of gotta be Batman too.
Yeah.
The Batmobile fucking sucks.
What? You don't like
the Tumbler's a tank! It's not
that's oh my god, the Tumbler is one of the most badass things about...
This is a Batmobile.
Yes, okay, yes,
this
it's a Batmobile.
Is a Batmobile.
But it's not called the Batmobile. It's called a Tumbler because it's gonna tumble through your goddamn house.
Christopher Nolan, because that's his answer to the Batmobile. Okay, let me tell you this, motherfucker. Here's how it was. When you went to a toy store or you went to the toy section when that fucking movie or those movies were out and they were selling you the Tumbler, they didn't call it the Tumbler. They call it the Batmobile.
That's marketing. That's not the writers. That's not.
I don't give a fuck. That's Christopher Nolan saying, I'm not going to be so nerdy to call it the Batmobile. We have to give it a technical term. Everything has to have a logical fucking explanation. My thing is like, fuck you, motherfucker.
Okay, so this... Okay. I see what your point... Okay, you don't like Christopher Nolan because he took the fantasticalness out of Batman.
He does not let fantastical stuff happen in his movies.
That's
except
true.
for the Prestige.
Okay.
And he lets it happen and it's amazing.
Alright, yes, we get that. But I think you can appreciate...
I'm so angry.
I know. I love this. This is awesome. I love this. Matt Colvin is showing me the real emotion.
I'm showing you actual emotion. You're not just sitting here being an uptight butthole motherfucker.
No. So one of the things I love Batman Begins and Batman and The Dark Knight because it is a real Batman, because that's around the time that people started. Did you ever follow like the real vigilantes? Like the people that did, like, they actually dressed up as costumes and stuff like that.
Then they wrote Kick-Ass.
And this, Jesus Christ. Fuck Kick-Ass. Jesus, fuck Kick-Ass. I can't, I will get pissed off about Kick-Ass because that's some bullshit. Fuck that series, that movie, fuck all those people.
The first one.
The movie's not bad. The comics are shit. The comics are dog shit. Like, Jesus Christ. Anyway, okay.
We're triggering each other.
I was like,
you're calling me racist, and I'm getting triggered over Christopher Nolan.
We're just like throwing shots back at each other. Okay.
Hobbs and Shaw.
Hey, I love it. It's great. Okay, I'm trying to get back to Batman. I'm just fuck. Kick-Ass is dumb.
So basically, I don't like the Batmobile because it's not a fucking Batmobile because he's a pussy and won't call it a fucking Batmobile. It's a goddamn Batmobile.
It's not. It's a Tumbler. It's a Tumbler. It's a Tumbler because he took military stuff and made it for himself. Like that's
okay.
I feel like it's very explained.
But I can play with the Tumbler in Arkham Knight as in place of the Batmobile. It's a Batmobile stand, motherfucker.
Yes, it is because they're acknowledging what Christopher Nolan gave the Batman mythos, and I think he gave some pretty cool shit. Like
the Joker was amazing.
The Joker was amazing. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's universally acclaimed. And even the freaking dude, the fucking Tumbler has the freaking Bat Cycle. That's not a Bat Cycle.
That's cool as fuck.
That's dope as fuck.
That's cool as fuck.
You couldn't have had that without the Tumbler, my guy. You got it. Like you can't separate everything.
You know what would have made me happy? If Alfred had just been, he's just shitting on Bruce because they shit on each other a lot in those movies. If he's just like, wait. Yeah. Something just came to mind. One thing where it's like, okay, so this is okay, but this is not Christopher Nolan. They call the fucking motorcycle the Bat Pod. They have no problem calling it the Bat Pod.
Because it came from the Tumbler. Like, I don't get the problem with that.
It came from the Tumbler, so you can call the cool ass little motorcycle thing that comes out of it. You can call that the Bat Pod, but you can't call the Tumbler the Batmobile
because it's not the Batmobile. But listen, it's
Fuck
not
your logic.
No, but listen, would you rather it be the Batmobile and something that you think is a piece of shit that is not the Batmobile and called the Batmobile, or would you rather be called something else in place of the actual Batmobile? Because then it keeps the integrity of the actual Batmobile.
No. I would actually rather it be called the Batmobile because then at least he's not being a fucking pussy and he's acknowledging that this is comic booky and it's fantastical. It's ridiculous.
But that's what he did, and I think that's what Batman Begins and The Dark Knight did, and that's where I think we kind of moved away from. Marvel kept with the very comic booky stuff, but for most other comic book-esque movies, he took the fantasticalness out of it, which is actually really bad now that I'm saying this out loud. He took the fantasticalness out of Batman.
Kalima.
And so he took the fantasticalness out of most superhero shit, and that's where everybody kind of went towards, because I think that's what people enjoyed. And I think especially with freaking Shazam, I think we're getting back towards the fantastical.
You can do both.
Appreciate. Yeah, that's you can do both. But someone had to do it first.
Okay.
So that's what Christopher Nolan did.
Let's reframe this a little bit.
Yeah.
Rather than it being me telling you why I don't like Christopher Nolan's / Christian Bale's interpretation of Batman, let me tell you what I liked about it.
Okay.
My favorite scene ever with Christian Bale as Batman, Bruce Wayne, whatever the fuck, is after Rachel dies and he's sitting in the penthouse and he says to Alfred, basically, I can't remember the exact line, but he said something along the lines of like, and I just, I took Gotham's White Knight and let the Joker blow him straight to hell. That moment of humanity was the best thing out of all those movies of Christian Bale as Batman. I think Michael Caine was flawless.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I thought the relationship was perfect.
I was saying, I think that's one of the things, especially in Batman Begins, the relationship between Michael Caine and Christian Bale, I loved. I thought they definitely showed a man that took this child in and raised him.
It's a father-son relationship.
It's very much a father-son relationship, and I do love that.
You know what my favorite part out of all of the Christopher Nolan Batman movies, and it's not the Joker, Gordon.
Gordon's really good.
That interpretation of Gordon is perfection to me. It's faithful to the comic books. It elaborates, it does its own thing, but it's faithful to the source material.
Yeah.
And Gary Oldman is just unfucking believable in that role. Like he's just, oh my god, like The Dark Knight's a perfect movie. I don't like saying that because I don't like giving Christopher Nolan credit.
I keep thinking of The Dark Knight Rises. Like I'm like, ugh, that movie.
But I like.
I don't really care for. I don't remember. I don't remember that movie. Like, to be honest, I do not remember that movie.
It's too goddamn long. I didn't care for Catwoman.
I remember Joseph Gordon. I loved Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and I remember he was in it. And then, like, I was really let down that he didn't do much. I didn't have a problem with him not being Robin. I think that was weird as fuck. Like, they didn't even do that. That was stupid. It's like, okay, so you can figure out this really like contrived way of sneaking Robin into the movie, but you can't call it the Batmobile. Yeah. Oh my god, you in the Batmobile. You are on this Batmobile.
Okay, you got to remember, and you grew up with this too.
Yeah.
Batman Begins was the first live action Batman movie I ever saw.
Really? What?
Yes.
But
have
you seen all the other ones?
Motherfucker, I've got a Michael Keaton Batman figure on my DVD shelf.
Okay.
Of course I've seen them all.
I couldn't remember. Like, okay.
But no, like for me, Batman as a kid was Batman the Animated Series, Batman Beyond, fucking Justice League, and Justice League Unlimited. I felt like with the animated series, they got the fantastical while still taking it seriously.
Absolutely.
And one thing I will tip my hat to Christopher Nolan with, even though I think he takes everything way too seriously, is I appreciate the fact that he did take a fantastical character, especially after the fucking Schumacher movies. And he made him, and he took him seriously. Yeah. Like, I respect what Christopher Nolan did. I'm just so sick of everybody just sucking his fucking dick raw all the time. You know? He's an amazing filmmaker. I just think he's not perfect, and I'm tired of everybody making him out to be this god of cinema. Yeah. You know, because it was because of him that we got one of my all-time favorite superhero movies, Man of Steel. Mm-hmm. That is my favorite interpretation of Superman ever. Dang,
there's just so much. This is all right. We started too late to have.
We need a part.
I would say we're gonna have to do another. Yeah, we're gonna have to do a part 2. This opened up a whole can of worms. That's gonna be fun to just dissect and discuss.
How about this will be good. We're gonna put a pin in it now. Yeah. And our next episode, I have a possible guest idea.
Okay, because I want to do another guest too.
If we don't do the guest, I want us to just break down superhero shit and this kind of stuff later. Yeah. You know, I kind of came into the superhero thing very like backwards in the sense that it's like, you know, I grew up with the cartoons. I never really read the comic books until I was older.
I've been going throughout my life knowing shit from the comic books, not having read a bunch of them. I only watch the cartoons, and I don't know where I have this like pool of knowledge. And it's not like amazing or anything. I'm not saying that I know like in issue 57 of so and so this, you know, all this, but like I don't know where I have this well of like comic book knowledge because I definitely didn't read as much.
I think we just absorb it from the people we're around because I went to college around a comic book store.
I'm talking about like younger, dude. I'm talking about like.
That's when I absorbed it. You've just kind of had this.
I've been around it.
You've had this like you've been with this synergy with the whole thing since you were a kid.
I guess
that's really cool.
It's crazy because like even who was it? I was watching something a couple years ago and I didn't really know the character, but someone was like, "Who is this?" And I was like, "Well, it's so and so," and they end up working with so and so sometimes and so and so, and I don't know what that was.
Question.
Yes.
What's the first comic book you ever got?
First comic book I ever bought.
Graphic novel, single issue.
First one I ever bought. I actually have another copy of it in my home right now. It's Spider-Man. I think it's issue 20 or issue 18. I don't know what run it was, but it's Norman Osborn is the Iron Patriot, and
I forgot that happened.
He's running for president.
Yeah.
And I think Green Goblin's in it, and I think Luke Cage is in it too. That's the first comic book that I bought. The second one I'm very sure it was like a Sonic comic. I don't know which one, but it's definitely a Sonic comic.
I will give that trailer a second watch.
Yes. Oh, you don't even have to watch it again. Like, I would say just wait. Don't force yourself to like it. If you don't like it, like, this is one of the other things.
I'm not biting immediately.
I'll say, I would tell this is something for all listeners. Like, if you don't like something, don't fucking like it. Like,
you don't have to suck the dick just because everybody else is sucking the dick.
Yeah.
I know.
Thank you for telling me that I'm sucking Christopher Nolan's dick, Matt. And I'm gonna keep sucking this motherfucking dick until that movie comes out because I want to see how good that dick tastes. But we can discuss this and we can disagree on it.
Profane episode.
Yet, there's so much more profanity in this motherfucker right here. But I don't
go full retard.
Never go full retard. As much as we disagree on this, I don't want you to like it. Like we should be able to have our discussions and have our points. We should be able to talk to each other to where we can see why the other person feels that way, and we can agree that they feel that way. But we don't have to agree to like it. But like, I don't want if I change your opinion on the movie, that's awesome. If I don't, that's fine. I don't need you to like it. Like, it doesn't make.
I appreciate
you know what I'm saying?
Well, honestly, there was a while, and I don't know how much of this was actual versus how much it was self-imposed in a way, but it's just like. You know, I feel like if you go against the status quo or the consensus opinion on something with nerdy shit, people just
they hate you.
And it's
they hate
ridiculous.
You. They'll kill you.
Okay, these are the motherfuckers who were getting shoved in lockers in school, but yet you're going to be this elitist asshole about this.
No, it makes no sense.
No,
it makes no sense at all.
Let people enjoy shit.
I'm actually in the process of, I actually need to send it to a friend today. We are actually having a debate about Kendrick Lamar. And he hates Kendrick Lamar. He's also a musician. And I think Kendrick Lamar is actually a really great artist. Mm-hmm. I won't, people say he's the best hip hop and rapper and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't like claiming people to be the best at anything. But I think he's wonderful for what he is.
That's all I want to do for Christopher Nolan. Is it's he makes wonderful things. Mm-hmm. He's a very skilled filmmaker, and he's doing a lot of shit that people aren't doing. And one thing I absolutely 100% have to commend him on is he's figured out how to work the studio system where he can make the movies he wants
to, yeah.
with full creative control over it. That's because he makes fucking money every single time.
Yeah.
He's an amazing producer. He's an amazing producer. My thing is, it's just like, I'm not just gonna bite from the hype tree.
And I also think that's good. I think people should stop doing that. Like, I think people should let things be their thing, and then if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. I think one of the problems we live in today because of social media is that the second something's like even whispered, everyone's like, oh my god,
everyone has an opinion.
Yeah, everyone has an opinion. Yeah, and like, you're good for not having a strong opinion. It's a teaser trailer, so it's supposed to.
And I don't know anything about this. Not just because of the public.
Yeah.
It's like I haven't followed production.
Yeah, you haven't. Yeah, I don't know anything either.
Yeah.
So like, I think that's actually really good to see how two different people perceive the same thing. Like, I think this is a really good. This is, what's the word? The audience gets to hear like in real time. Like,
they get to hear, drumroll, perspectives.
With Jeremiah Stevenson. You can find it on Spotify, Google Play, and Apple Music.
Ooh, this has been Common Sense. Thank you, everybody.
Enjoy your day. The following audio presentation is property of Lake House Creative, LLC. Any reference to copyrighted works is for review and commentary purposes only.